Mic check 1 2 3 4 1 2. Mic check 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Wait. 1 2 1 2. What the heck? Is the audio? 1 2 3 1. One two one two. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Jesus. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check, mic check. Okay, 1 2 1 2. One two three one two one two 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Mic check, mic check, mic check.
Is there an event that you would like announced right here on the RPR Network?
One two three one two three 1 2 3 4. One two one two. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Why is mic check 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2. Mic check 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Perfect. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, concessions and restrooms are located inside the main gate. Tonight, the concessions are being ran by the band parents. On the menu are pizza, links, hot dogs, cold drinks, and hot chocolate. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Grand Valley High School and to a
1 2 1 2 1 2. For all you listening right now, I'm going to, just an FYI, I have to shoot this video through this window again like Howard would, so I apologize, but this is kind of where they stuck us here in Brandon, so do the best with the camera, but there'll probably be some glare, so bear with us. Thank you.
You're listening to a special presentation from the Real Presence Radio Network. On Real Presence Radio, welcome to the Knights Game Day Show.
And welcome everyone to Brandon Valley, South Dakota, the site of tonight's 11 AAA playoff semifinal matchup between the number 6 seed, the Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights at 6-4 on the season winners of 5 straight games, and the number 2 seed, the Brandon Valley Lynx at 9-1 on the season. Their only loss being to number 1 Harrisburg 2 weeks ago. Hi, I'm Brett Byler with Real Presence Radio. Be joined tonight in the booth by Isaac Struck, who's on his way. He'll be doing the play-by-play tonight, and then also Dan Johnson will be here shortly as well. A lot on the line tonight, folks, here. We're in the Final Four and the playoffs for 11 AAA. The winner of this matchup tonight will take on the winner of Harrisburg and Lincoln. That game started at 6 o'clock tonight at Harrisburg. The Tigers, the number 1 seed, while Lincoln, the number 5 seed, defeated the number 4 seed Sioux Falls, Washington last week to advance. And then the championship game will be played next Saturday night at 7:30 at the beautiful Dakota Dome. I hope Isaac and Dan are listening right now in Vermillion, South Dakota. Go Yotes. And that could be O'Gorman or Brandon versus the winner of Harrisburg and Lincoln. So we'll keep you updated on that other matchup in AAA. These two teams tonight, the Knights and the Lynx, are familiar with each other. This is a rematch from the Knights' homecoming loss to Brandon Valley back on September 17th, 13-10 at the MAC. This was a ball game where a lot of different parts for O'Gorman. You see some players tonight that weren't really even playing much at that point in the season, and Brandon Valley came in and kind of a defensive battle. Neither team really did much on offense in that ball game. And you look at these teams, they've been in the playoffs too a lot recently. Some in 2019, O'Gorman defeated Brandon Valley for the state title at Dana Dykehouse Stadium up at South Dakota State. And then Brandon Valley knocked out number 1 seed Sioux Falls O'Gorman at the MAC in 2018, a year they went on to win the state title. So this this has all the making of another classic battle. You have two really well-coached teams, two teams that are kind of peaking at the right time right now. Brandon Valley, they've won a lot of close games this year. They're a team that's kind of a different style of opponent for O'Gorman tonight, a team that's not as open and offensively as a lot of teams. They just like to pound the ball on you behind that really big offensive line. They have a really good running back in Jordan Johnson, and they're going to play really good defense. So it's not a team like we've kind of, Harrisburg that's going to spread you all the way out, or different teams across state. They will take 3-4 yards every time they can get for a run and basically run you down the field. So tonight you can tune in by listening to 94.5 Sioux Falls, 91.3 Hartford, online at realpresenceradio.com, clicking the listen now and 94.5 FM. And also on YouTube, Real Presence Radio Sioux Falls, where you can listen and watch the video stream. How we got here? Well, the Knights won their 5th straight game last Thursday in round 1 of the playoffs, defeating number 3 seed Sioux Falls Roosevelt 42-28 at Howard Wood Field. The Knights led 28-7 going into the 4th quarter, held on to victory despite allowing 21 fourth quarter points in that game. The Knights offense had 480 total yards, the second most they've had all season long. Bennett Dannenbring led the way, throwing for 335 yards and 4 touchdowns. He also rushed for 75 yards and 2 touchdowns. Manny Struck, Ryland Satter, and Peyton Hagee all caught touchdowns for O'Gorman. David Alpers was a beast as usual on defense. He had 10 tackles, 4 tackles for a loss, 1 sack, and 1 forced fumble. The Knights defense did give up 437 yards to Roosevelt. A lot of that, though, was in that final quarter. That's the second most yardage they've also allowed all season long. Moving on to Brandon Valley, the Lynx, the defending state champs, they defeated Sioux Falls Jefferson right here in Brandon Valley last Thursday night, 23-9. It was a close game at halftime, 10-9. The Lynx led, and then the Lynx shut the Cavaliers out in the second half. And when I was watching on YouTube, it's just a lot of running down Jefferson's throat. There's a couple interceptions also their defense got. So it was kind of a Brandon Valley game, 23-9 win there. You look at this ball game, the biggest difference now for O'Gorman now compared to that first matchup, as I alluded to, I think Bennett Dannenbring, front and center, the quarterback, he has, after the Brandon Valley game, so that's the first 4 games of the season, check out this stat. 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions for Bennett. Now in the last 6 games, he has 20 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. And what's added to that is some emerging offensive weapons. Peyton Hagee got his first extended playing time in the Brandon Valley game. He caught a 67-yard pass in that one. He has a team-high 10 touchdown catches. Ryland Satter didn't get his first start till the following week, kind of an H-back tight end. He's had back-to-back 100-yard receiving games for O'Gorman, a big, long touchdown catch and run from him last week. Maverick Jones got his first extended playing time following the Brandon Valley game, and all he's done is rush for 667 yards and 9 touchdowns on the season. One of the most underrated moves that, you won't hear a lot of people talk about, Coach Popping will a lot, is Nate Ratzlaff. He's kind of playing a running back for the first 4 games this season, fullback. They moved him to right tackle after Chase Harris had an illness, and he's really solidified that offensive line, doing a tremendous job as Nate Ratzlaff there. And also is playing with more confidence. You can see the players, especially Bennett, who, being the first year in Coach Papia's scheme, he's really now kind of picked it up. He's playing fast. He's not thinking as much. He knows where he's going to go with the ball, and that's so important for a quarterback, and Isaac will allude to that as well. So one thing to watch tonight, folks, is O'Gorman's run defense. So when you play Brandon Valley, as we know, this is our 8th year covering the Knights. Every year we play Brandon at least once, sometimes twice. They're going to want to just run the ball at you. They are usually bigger than us, which is the case again this year. They're averaging 214 yards per game rushing this season, averaging about 36 carries to 17 passes. So almost over a 2-to-1 difference in the amount of times they run a ball per the game to passing, which is kind of the opposite in these new day and age with spread offenses. So they only had 138 yards in the first matchup on the ground on 35 carries. So Gorman did do a pretty good job there. Jordan Johnson had 68 yards and 18 carries. They have a big experienced offensive line. Right tackle Navarro Shunky, 6'5", 290, a terrific heavyweight wrestler. He also at center Brady Copel. He's 6'6", 255. He's going to the USD. So Big offensive line. Jordan Johnson, as I mentioned, over 1,000 yards on the season, 13 touchdowns. Their other running back, Peyton Egan, 556 yards and 6 touchdowns. They kind of have a nice little 1-2 punch there at running back. I think will be key for our defensive line to be able to hold up against a run. You know, you're starting nose tackle Dominic Skolton. Also, Zach Carlson might see some time at nose. Those big guys inside holding up the blocks, and the linebackers, it's going to be a big game for your linebackers filling in those gaps. Anders Matichek, Carter Peterson, and that gang right there, they'll need to play well tonight. And O'Gorman's defense needs to win first and second down. You don't want Brandon to get into 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, 4th and 1. You want to get them into 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, where they're going to have to probably pass the ball. Now, for the time of possession, that was a big thing in favor of Brandon Valley folks in the first ball game. They ran 63 plays to O'Gorman's 50 in that matchup, and they converted on 3rd downs. That was kind of the big deal for the play differential. They were 7 for 13 on 3rd downs. O'Gorman was only 2 for 10 on 3rd downs. So that's going to be big tonight for our offense to be able to convert those 3rd downs, while our defense needs to be able to get off the field. We can't allow Brandon to have those big, long scoring drives of, those 10-plus plays, 13-plus plays that take, 6-7 minutes off the clock. Well, one of their 2 scoring drives against O'Gorman in the first meeting was 13 plays, 78 yards. We can't have long drives like that, and I think you're going to see tonight Brandon Valley going to try to slow the pace down a little bit offensively. Kind of almost like in basketball where you want to limit the possessions of a team. I think they're going to take a lot of the play clock off before they snap the ball, so that's something to kind of watch tonight as well. Offensive game plan tonight. I wish Mr. Struck was here right now. It would be fun to talk to him about it because he's former quarterback, has played Brandon Valley with the same defensive coordinators they have now. Knights offense has averaged 475 yards the last 2 games, but will face a defense in Brandon Valley is only allowing 216 yards per game. They've had 32 sacks on the year, so a little bit over 3 sacks a game, and they forced 15 turnovers, 8 interceptions, 7 forced fumbles. They're a team that has a lot of guys pretty equal in the stat sheet. If you look at a lot of guys has 4, 5, 6 sacks each. There's not, say, one player that really stands out. I think I would say probably the player that you have to watch out for is Noah Thompson, their cornerback. He'll wear number 14. He's going to South Dakota State. You might see him match up a little bit with Manny Struck tonight, if I had to guess, if they would have him follow. But Brandon Valley, their defense, talking to Coach Poppinga, they play a 1-deep safety a lot, and their cornerbacks kind of slide back a lot. So what that means is it's hard to get big plays against them. So kind of what you might be looking for tonight is those 5-yard outs, 7-yard outs that you need to hit. And also, I know for O'Gorman to try to have those inside running, get some success there on the run game inside early in this ball game because, as you know, a run game will always open up the play action pass. O'Gorman, in the first game against Brandon Valley, their 2 running backs, Carter Peterson and Maverick Jones, are split in time, only had 32 yards on 12 carries, so that has to improve. And I think the biggest thing is for Bennett to be patient. You got to know the situation and the score because Brandon Valley's not a team that's going to score a lot of points, I don't think, tonight. So, they might, they've only averaged about 24 points a ball game. So knowing that, you don't have to force the ball down the field and have those jump ball situations where Brandon Valley is very good at turnovers. You might, if it's 10-0, you have the lead, you can just throw the ball away and live to play other day. You don't want to give them momentum by throwing one of those balls in traffic, get it intercepted or get it tipped. So just kind of take what the defense is giving you. 4 or 5-yard plays are a success. So watch that throughout the game. Scoreboard update now. We're getting down to the very few games. So in AAA tonight, the only other game obviously is the one I alluded to about 5 minutes ago. Lincoln is at Harrisburg. If you guys on the video stream want to tweet out some or write some scores for that ball game, that'd be awesome. And then also in AA tonight, we have 2 ball games, the Final 4 in AA. Yankton is at T area. That's a 7 o'clock start. Yankton 6-4, the number 4 seed. T area 10-0, the number 1 seed. And then also in Pierre, the Governors will host Aberdeen Central. Pierre, the number 3 seed, Aberdeen Central, number 7. Aberdeen Central is only 4-6 on the season, but they defeated number 2 Brookings last week to advance as well. And Pierre has won the state title the last 2 or 3 years in AA in a row, I believe. So they're going to try to hold serve at home. as well. So, and I'm sure when Dan gets here, he'll give us some scores. I know there's some Class A games going on as well tonight. So that's the scoreboard update right now. About 26 minutes on the clock. This will be about a 7:05 exactly start to this ball game, if you're wondering, folks. We're going to take a break now. When we come back, I got a chance to sit down with Brandon Valley coach Matt Christensen, and we'll find out what the Lynx are doing to prepare for the Knights. And that interview is next after the break. This is O'Gorman Football on Real Presence Radio.
Is there an event that you would like announced right here on the RPR network? Please email the details at least 2 weeks in advance to heather@realpresenceradio.com. That's HEATHER at realpresenceradio.com. We can help spread the word about what's happening at your parish and in your diocese. Again, that email address is heather@realpresenceradio.com.
Here at Catholic Family Services, we believe counseling is for everyone. Catholic Family Services is here to help whether you are navigating a life transition, such as going to college or changing career paths, wanting to improve your communication skills, making plans for your future family, or wanting to understand mental health. If you would like more information or to set up an appointment with one of our trained professionals, call Catholic Family Services at 605-988-3775.
Welcome back to the Knights Game Day Show. I'm now joined by Brandon Valley football coach Matt Christensen. Coach, your team is coming off a 23-9 win over Sioux Falls Jefferson in the first round of the playoffs last Thursday night. Coach, your team led 10-9 at halftime, then outscored Jefferson 14-0 in the second half to pull away. What did your team do well in that second half to get the first round victory?
We started defending their triple option a little better. We tackled well. We, held on to the ball a lot on offense, just controlled the clock, kept running consistently, and we're hard to defend when we can do that.
Coach, when you look at the win moving forward to this week against Sioux Falls O'Gorman, just based off of the Jefferson game, what are some areas of improvement you'd like to see from your team tonight, and what have you been kind of working on this week in practice?
Yeah, we've been working on everything, including, special teams, awareness. Not that we could have played a lot of, much better football against Jefferson's brilliant fake punt, but it was 4th and 14, and they sent 10 guys one way and one guy the other way with the football. And, just about situational awareness and trying to notice all we possibly can when we're out there on offense and defense and special teams. And we're working on, tackling and taking care of the football. Takeaways are always a major part of the game. That helped us beat Jefferson, too, with getting a couple interceptions and forcing a fumble. Those are the types of things that help you win football games in November. We're just trying to make sure we're working on all facets of our game.
And Coach, you already mentioned your opponent tonight, Sioux Falls O'Gorman, the semifinal game here tonight in Brandon Valley with a trip to the state title game on the line. Knights are coming to the ball game on a 5-game winning streak, scoring at least 40 points in all 5 of those games. Your defense did a really good job in that first matchup against O'Gorman, holding them to 216 yards, 11 first downs, and a 13-10 win. Tonight, Coach, what are some of the biggest challenges you see this O'Gorman offense, which obviously has improved since that first game, they'll take on your defense tonight?
Sure, 84 Ryland Satter, I want to say, is really difficult to defend, difficult to tackle, powerful blocker. Receivers, Heggie and Struck, quite sure Struck's plenty healthy. They both catch the ball in traffic, and they can, catch the deep one, catch the short one. Tight end David Alpers is a special talent with a lot of power and a lot of agility to go with his size. Great balance and great leverage he plays with. Jones, the running back 14, is hard to get down. He's hard to find sometimes. He's not huge, and he runs low with good pad level. And they're a talented bunch. They're playing for each other. Ignoring stats and then taking the ball from Denenbring wherever he puts it, and he's got a knack for throwing guys open and getting the ball right where it's got to be placed to get the pass completed, and does good reads with taking space and then breaking tackles when he does that too.
Coach, in your first matchup with O'Gorman, Brandon Valley was 7 for 13 on third downs. O'Gorman was only 2 for 10, and you also ran 13 more plays. And then O'Gorman in that ball game, how important tonight will be for your team to have success on third downs on both offensively and defensively?
That's enormously important. We held the ball a long time in that game and converted some really difficult third downs and made some special catches where Peyton Carroll came down with probably the catch of the year, where the thing was tipped all over the place and he was well covered too, and he came down with it, and that was enormously important. Yeah, O'Gorman's converting those, and they're capitalizing on big plays, which really helps them extend drives and keep scoring. But yeah, that's a major stat you pointed out for sure.
And finally, Coach, let's move to your offensive side of the ball. You mentioned Peyton Carroll. He had 7 catches, 99 yards, and a touchdown in the first meeting, kind of able to utilize that 6'4" size to his advantage. Talk about the need to get him the ball tonight, and also one of the things that kind of is a Brand Valley staple is really good offensive line play, and I watched that second half of the Jefferson game where your kind of offensive line took over the game. How important will it be for those guys up front to control the line of scrimmage tonight?
Yeah, that's a must. Peyton Carroll's a real special player. He's an amazing blocker, kind of a fullback, tight end, H. We move him all over the place, and he really sets edges for us or fills in on inside run plays and just all over the place. And when our offensive line is establishing itself and taking over, that's when we're really hard to beat. We can run outside and inside, and we can pull guys and get numbers to where the ball is going. And when that's the case, I like our chances. Even when we get the 4 and 5 yard gains, yards that are hard to get against a great defense like O'Gorman's, that's pretty football to us. That's gorgeous, and we just love it.
Well, thank you so much, Coach, for your time again, and good luck tonight to you and your boys against Sioux Falls O'Gorman.
Thanks, Brett. Appreciate it.
And we want to thank Coach Matt Christensen in his first year for his time. As always, look forward to talking to Coach Christensen more in the future. Coming up after the break, we have my interview with O'Gorman coach Jason Poppinga. He'll break down last week's game against Roosevelt and then some keys for the Knights tonight against Brandon Valley. And that interview is coming up next after the break.
Hello, this is Mark Konzemius, president of the Catholic Community Foundation for Eastern South Dakota. Preparing for the end of life can be overwhelming, even scary. Yet as disciples of Christ, we live in great hope and the reality of God's promise that death is not the end, but a new beginning. The end-of-life planning workbook for Catholics is now available. I encourage you to reach out to one of our Catholic Community Foundation offices or ccfesd.org. May God bless each of us on our journey to heaven.
Early in his time as the new bishop of the Diocese of Sioux Falls, Bishop Donald DeGrood sensed in prayer the vision that the Lord has for the diocese in our time: lifelong Catholic missionary discipleship through God's love. That is, for each and every Catholic in Eastern South Dakota to receive God's love, to be in personal relationship with Jesus Christ, and to share that love with others. Find out more at sfcatholic.org/vision and discover the exciting and beautiful part you have to play in God's plan.
Welcome back to the Knights Game Day Show. I'm now joined by Sioux Falls O'Gorman football coach Jason Poppinga. Coach, your team's coming off your 5th straight win in the first round of the playoffs, 42-28 over Sioux Falls Roosevelt last Thursday night at Howard Wood Field. I know talking to you before the game, Coach, one of your goals was to get out to a quick start, kind of get an early lead on them to see maybe get them out of that ground and pound type of slow it down offense. 21-7 lead after the first quarter, Coach. How important was that in the grand scheme of things to get that early lead against them?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, momentum going our way, and players making play. Our first drive, our defense did a great job getting us field position. I think we had like a 60-yard field instead of an 80-yard field, and our offense did great moving it down. We had a couple bad plays, but we recovered from each one of those. Our outside perimeter blocking was outstanding. Internally, they stacked the box a little bit more than we thought they were going to and brought more pressure than we thought they were going to. Our kids handled it really well. In the second quarter, we did have the one drive where the defense gave us a really short field and we didn't capitalize on it, which we were disappointed in that, going into the half, not getting that one. But other than that, I was really pleased with how our offense played, and our defense did enough. In the second half, it got a little bit hairy there where our offense doesn't come and respond twice, with 2 big touchdowns in the third, fourth quarter whenever those kind of fell in. Obviously, we would have been in a tight 28-28 game going into the fourth quarter, but, hats off to our kids on those situations.
Coach, another great game for your offense against Roosevelt, 480 total yards, and a kid that, again, has continued to step up. The last 2 weeks, he's had over
over 100 yards receiving, and his sophomore Rylan Satter had a big touchdown on a short pass, got some great blocking on that play. Looking back at the first game against Brandon Valley, he really wasn't even in your offense at that point. What has kind of his addition been over the last stretch of the season added to your offense?
Well, I mean, we're a completely different offense. I mean, the Brandon Valley game, we didn't have Maverick Jones really as tailback. I mean, we were still by committee at that point. We didn't give it over to Maverick. Rylan Satter wasn't playing at all. Hagee really wasn't playing any wide receiver at that point. So, I mean, how we've, kind of learned to play football and has really changed since that point. Some of our linemen aren't the same, so we look at that game. We didn't have Ratzloff wasn't playing the offensive line, and he's one of the big keys that our run game has really improved as far as his play on the offensive line. Carlson was not the same Carlson we have right now. So, I mean, I think all of those things combined that we feel like, that game really has no indication of how this is going to go, but we think Brandon's still a very similar team. We think that our improvements that we've made from that week 4 or 5 game that we played against them compared to the improvements they've made, we think that we're above them right now. We think we should be the team to beat. That's the type of confidence we have right now. But they're still a great team. They draw games out, and if we let them have 80-yard, 20-play drives like we did in that first game, not let our offense have opportunities, then it's going to be a battle for us.
Coach, you just kind of mentioned how important will third downs be, because in that first game against Brandon Valley, they ran 13 more plays than us, and then we were 2 for 10 on third downs. They were 7 for 13. For our defense to be able to get off the field on those third down plays.
Yeah, I mean, they're very content with getting 3-4 yards a play and just keep running the football, and then try to lull you to sleep to get a big play every once in a while. And a very different type approach than what we do as far as how we take offense and how they do that. But in that game there was 3 tipped balls that we had tipped the ball and they come down with it. Granted, offensively we're getting some of those. Granted, Hagee had a tip ball, but he's the one that bobbled it and got it back in the last game. Some of those 50-50 deep balls that we've been throwing, we've been coming down with those 75% of the time and have made a huge difference for us offensively. But for them, that'll be the key. Can we get them into a stop, a 0-yard gain and make them throw the football? Can we get them into a 3rd and 6 instead of a 3rd and 2 or a 3rd and 3? All those things on our defensive side, if we can do that, we feel good that our offense is going to take care of business sometime during this game.
Coach, on our offensive end against their defense tonight, I know their defense is pretty good at takeaways this season. Had a good game against us that first matchup. Obviously, as you mentioned, a lot different. You guys offensively tonight. So against this Brandon Valley defense, you're going to see what are your keys offensively?
Yeah, well, we got to be able to be content and know that we take what they give us. Sorry about that. But, because they're not going to give up very many big plays. You're going to see a safety over the top of everything. You're going to see corners that are sinking. They're going to make us, throw those 5-yard out routes that, that we like to throw. They're going to make us do that consistently. Underneath, they're going to play 4-man in the box all the time. I think you're going to see a lot of stand-up defensive ends trying to hawk us from, Rylan Satter being able to get out of the backfield like what we've been doing and see what they can do. I mean, if we can run the football inside, if we can get Maverick Jones some big yards, if he goes for 100 yards tonight, I think we're going to be in good shape. If we can't, if we're struggling running inside, then it's going to be a battle for us to try to get some of those window throws on the outside. And we're really going to try to establish the run and prove that we can run the football. And after that, I think things will open up for us.
Thanks so much, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Hey, thanks, Brett. Appreciate it.
I want to thank Coach Jason Poppinga for his time. As always, coming up after the break, we'll find out what the Knights need to do to defeat Brandon Valley tonight in our Keys to Victory segment. That's coming up after the break.
Need repairs on gas pumps, tanks, and air compressors? Sioux Equipment Company can help. They serve Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. Sioux Equipment Company also offers services for lifts, signs, decals, and tank truck equipment. Sioux Equipment Company at 605-334-1653 is a supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities.
Upon graduation from O'Gorman High School, you will receive far more than a diploma. You get the values of a Catholic education, the support and reach of thousands of alum from across the country, the knowledge that you can become who you were meant to be, and our community will be right there by your side. You belong in blue. O'Gorman High School.
All right, welcome back to the Knights Game Day Show. This is Brett Byler with Real Presence Radio. Now it's time for our Keys to Victory segment. We're about 12 minutes out, folks. The Knights are on the field. Brandon Valley's about ready to go on the field. The band is also on the field. So tonight for O'Gorman, run the ball effectively. O'Gorman has averaged 153 rushing yards per game during their 5-game winning streak. Maverick Jones has 597 yards over the previous 6 weeks and 8 touchdowns. O'Gorman only had 69 rushing yards on 33 carries versus Brandon Valley earlier this season. We need to have success on third downs like the previous 5 weeks. O'Gorman is 24 for 43 on third downs in the last 5 weeks, which is 56%. This will help O'Gorman control the time of possession and keep Brandon Valley's slow-moving offense off the field. Brandon Valley ran 63 plays to O'Gorman's 50 in the first meeting. Defense needs to win first and second down for O'Gorman. Force Brandon Valley in third and long passing situations. Limit Brandon Valley's rushing attack. Brandon Valley averages 214 rushing yards per game, led by Jordan Johnson, 111 yards a game. Peyton Egan's also a threat, averaging 56 yards per game. And they have a big, experienced offensive line. The Knights need to limit the turnovers as well. O'Gorman has only 1 turnover in the first meeting. In their previous 2 playoff losses to Harrisburg in 2020 and Brandon Valley in 2018, O'Gorman had 6 total turnovers in those 2 games. And we got to be patient. Offensively, Bennett needs to take what the Brandon Valley defense will give him. If the big play opportunities aren't there, don't force it. Hit your checkdowns. Basically, do what you need to do, but don't give Brandon Valley turnovers and opportunities to take advantage of you that way. So a player to click tonight, usually this is Dan and Isaac's specialty, but neither one of them are here right now. So for O'Gorman tonight on offense, I think Rush Landry might be a player you might see maybe in the red zone, get a couple of chances where I think Brandon Valley might be focused maybe on Struck, on Alpers, on Hagee. I think maybe a fade route to Rush Landry could be an option down in the goal line for O'Gorman. And on defense, I think those linebackers, I think you got to look at Carter Peterson and Anders Matichek. To stop Brandon Valley, you need good linebacker play. So those are 2 guys I'll point out for O'Gorman. Players to watch for Brandon Valley tonight. Senior running back Jordan Johnson, 187 carries, 1,009 rushing yards on the season and 13 touchdowns, which equals 111 yards per game. Also, Peyton Carroll, a senior receiver. Number 80, he's a tall guy, about 6'4", had 29 catches for 428 yards on the season. He also had a big game against O'Gorman, 7 catches, 99 yards, and a touchdown in the first meeting. So number 80 and also number 28, Johnson and Carroll, are 2 guys to watch for Brandon Valley tonight. So that has been the Knights Game Day show. As we look like we're about ready to show the starting lineups on the field, I'll pan my camera over there a little bit for that. Coming up after the break, we'll have a priest prayer, our starting lineups, and then final thoughts before kickoff. This is O'Gorman Football on Real Presence Radio.
Hi, this is Brett Byler, Area Account Executive with Real Presence Radio. Did you know the signal of Real Presence Radio reaches an audience of over 2.4 million people across North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and Wyoming? Have you ever thought about running radio spots on the RPR network? We want to partner with you to help gain exposure for your business in front of a very faithful customer base. To find out more about the options, please call me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333.
J&J Caseworks and Closets and More is a proud sponsor of the O'Gorman Knights. Following the same rich, winning tradition, family, and Christian values, J&J Caseworks strives to create a work environment to call home. Family owned and operated, J&J Caseworks has several full-time positions available. Our team members pursue career goals, learn new skills, and get the recognition they deserve. To set up an appointment, J&J Caseworks can be reached at 605-332-0805 or email jobs@jmjcaseworks.com. Go Knights!
On the Real Presence Radio Network, O'Gorman Knights Football is on the air. Brought to you by
Catholic Family Services, Catholic Community Foundation of Eastern South Dakota, Jardine Construction, Barnett Vision Clinic, Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools, McGuire Iron, Sioux Equipment Company, Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness, Closets and More, and JMJ Caseworks. The BB Agency, Knights of Columbus Insurance, Crossroads Book and Music, Pizza Ranch, and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street.
Kickoff to tonight's game is just moments away. With all the exciting action of O'Gorman Knights football, let's go to the field.
All right, folks, welcome back. This is the Knights Kickoff Show now. I'm Brett Byler with Real Presence Radio. This is the 30th meeting between these two ball squads. O'Gorman leads the series 16-13. Brandon Valley defeated O'Gorman at the MAC on homecoming back on September 17th, 13-10. The Lynx also won right here in Brandon Valley in a low-scoring game last year as well. In that game back on September 17th, the Lynx held O'Gorman to only 216 total yards of offense, their second lowest output of the season, 11 first downs in the game. O'Gorman only had 69 rushing yards and 33 carries. O'Gorman did beat Brandon Valley in the 2019 state title game at Dana Dykehouse Stadium in Brookings, 21-16 in that ball game. Jason Poppinga is 2-6 versus Brandon Valley as an OG coach, so they've kind of had his number a little bit, and is 1-1 in playoff games against the Lynx, with that win being in the state title game in 2019. He also lost in the semifinal round in 2018 at O'Gorman, which would have been Canyon Bauer's senior year for the Knights. Now it's time to move to our priest prayer, and with that, here is Father Tony Klein.
Hello, my name is Father Tony Klein. I am the Associate Pastor at Holy Spirit Parish in Sioux Falls and Chaplain at O'Gorman Junior High School here in Sioux Falls. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we give you thanks for the gift of this day, the gift of our lives, and the life of your Son, Jesus Christ. We ask for your blessing on these athletes, that they may compete well, be kept safe, and grow in the virtues of faith, hope, and charity. May they glorify you in all they do. Keep them humble in victory, respectful in defeat, and zealous always for the kingdom of heaven. We ask this all through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
All right, thank you, Father Tony Klein, for your prayer. We want to thank all the priests who've helped us with their prayers this season before the football games. So Brandon Valley just got introduced, their starters on the field. We're going to take a break. Isaac Struck just joined me, people, so he'll be here for the play-by-play when the game kicks off in about 5 minutes. We're taking a commercial break right now.
Your family is depending on you to provide financial security for them. The Knights of Columbus can help you with insurance solutions such as disability income, long-term care, both term and whole life, annuities, retirement, and estate planning services. Join the Knights of Columbus today at kfc.org/join us for access to all these insurance services. Call the BB Agency at 605-882-8689. That's 605-882-8689.
Hi, this is Mark Holcraft.
And this is Dr. Joseph Holcraft. You know, Mark, Jesus asks 307 questions in sacred scripture. He has asked 183, of which he only answers 3. What's the business with all of this questioning going on in the Bible?
Well, Joe, there's a lot there, and we'll be ready to take that on. Tune in to hear about these questions and more on Awaken every second and fourth Wednesday at 7 a.m. Central here on Real Presence Radio Network.
Did you know you can listen to the RPR network when you're on the go? Just search for Real Presence Radio in your app store. Listen live to any station across the network at any time, so you can stay connected to your local community from wherever you are. Plus, if you miss a program, the Real Presence Radio app is your one-stop shop for local and national podcasts, including our signature show, Real Presence Live. The Real Presence Radio app, with you every step of your faith journey. Download it today and see what you've been missing.
Hi, this is Father Jordan Sampson, pastor of Christ the King Parish.
And this is Julie Colbeck, principal of Christ the King Elementary School. We would like to express our gratitude to our parishioners and staff, parents and students, as well as so many others who have generously supported our mission.
As the days grow colder, may the fire of God's love warm our hearts and inspire us to greater faith, hope, and love.
Real Presence Radio is available on Alexa-enabled devices, including Amazon Echo, phones, tablets, and smart displays. To enable the skill, just say, Alexa, enable Real Presence Radio. To listen, say something like, Alexa, open Real Presence Radio. It will then ask what station you want to play, to which you can respond, play Sioux Falls, or play AM 970, or play WWEN. From there, you can use commands like play, pause, and stop. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere on Alexa-enabled devices. Real Presence Radio is available on Google Assistant devices, including Google Home, phones, tablets, and smart displays. To start this action, say something like, OK Google, talk to Real Presence Radio. It will then ask what station you want to play, to which you can respond, play Sioux Falls, or play AM 970, or play WWEN. From there, you can use words like play, pause, and stop. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere on Google Assistant devices.
Well, welcome to Brandon Valley High School here. I'm Isaac Struck with Real Presence Radio, joined by Brett Byler in the booth here as O'Gorman gets ready to kick off 11 AAA's semifinal action tonight at Brandon Valley. The number 2 seed Brandon Valley Lynx and the number 6 seed O'Gorman Knights here kick off in about a minute and a half as the two teams will send out their captains to the field for the coin toss.
And Isaac, I'll put you on the spot right when you get here. Who would be a player to click for you for O'Gorman tonight? I don't know if you were listening to me. I kind of mentioned Russ Landry maybe offensively, and then mentioned the two linebackers, Peterson and Madchek defensively. What do you think?
You know, I think that David Alpert is going to have a big game on the defensive end again tonight. I really do think that he'll be able to get in the backfield the best that he can. I want to give a shout-out to the offensive line. I think this is their night to kind of prove that they belong in that category as one of the big offensive lines in the state, or one of the big producing offensive lines in the state. But I really think that Bennett Dannenbring's got to have a good night tonight in order for O'Gorman to win. So I expect him to come out and play hard. He's been playing really well the last few weeks. I expect him to continue to keep the ball rolling and move this thing into a state championship appearance.
All right, I think, Brandon Valley won the toss, Isaac, and deferred, so O'Gorman will receive it.
We will open up with the football here at Brandon Valley High School.
And the broadcast of these playoff games has been authorized by a special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the SDHSAA. I will have to say, I kind of like those Brandon Valley black uniforms, all black. I kind of like that look with the red trim.
Yeah, it's a good clean look for Brandon Valley. O'Gorman wearing their all whites tonight, white pants, white jersey, white helmet. Brandon Valley in the all black with the red numbers and the white trim around those numbers. It's going to be an interesting ball game to say the least tonight.
Oop. And when
I kicked the camera.
That's all right. When you played, Isaac, your senior year, you played Brandon, was that at OG or was that Dakota Bowl?
That was at O'Gorman when Braden Peterson rushed for 308 yards.
Sorry to bring back. I was just going to ask if you ever, that year, if you played on this field or not. It's kind of
the only time I played here on the turf was in, I actually didn't play on the turf. It was grass the last time I played here. That was JV football, and then they got the turf. And that year we hosted Brandon in the Dakota Bowl my junior year and senior year. We had them at O'Gorman as well. So I had not played on this field. Magnificent looking field. They did a lot of great renovations here.
Any prediction you want to give, Isaac, before the game, or do you think low scoring?
O'Gorman by 4, 28-24.
I'll say O'Gorman 20-13.
There we go. So Brandon Valley will kick off the football to open up the action of this evening's ball game. That one trails into the end zone for a touchback, and that'll send out the O'Gorman offense, highlighted by Bennett Dannenbring, the quarterback, as well as Maverick Jones, the oncoming sophomore running back for O'Gorman this season. Has had a fantastic last few weeks carrying the football. The big offensive line with some new changes, and then Struck, Hagee, Landry, Alpers, and Satter round out that receiving core tonight.
Hagee does have a foot issue, so kind of watch to see how effective he is tonight. He got hurt at the end of that Roosevelt game.
So O'Gorman comes out, 3 right bunch set. They'll give off to Maverick Jones, who will keep off the tackle, gain about 3 yards. On first down, they'll give him 4, and that'll bring up second down and 6.
And Isaac, this Brandon Valley defense, single high safety, they like to probably have their cornerbacks play deeper than shorter. Same defensive coordinator, I believe that's when you played them. What will be open, do you think, for O'Gorman against this defense tonight?
They like to give you the short stuff. They're going to kind of play that shell over the top and make sure they take the roof off of the offensive game plan, as they'll give off to Maverick Jones here along the left side. Stopped for a gain of nothing. Maybe he'll get about a half a yard is all, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 5. They're going to really try to take away the big explosive plays and make you methodically work that ball down the field.
So Brandon Valley gets 2 nice plays on the 2 rushes by Maverick Jones. So now it's going to be about 3rd, and what we got, about 7, it looks like, Isaac?
Yep. 3rd and 6.
And we were only, as I mentioned in the pregame show, 2 for 10 in the first meeting on 3rd down. So this is a key down for O'Gorman's offense.
So 3rd down and 6. Ball is at the 24-yard line. The Knights need the 30. A false snap. Dannenbring's just going to have to flush out and let one fly. He's got struck down the field in traffic and knocked down and incomplete. Near the 40-yard line, that snap count went a little haywire, and Dannenbring had to improvise on the run. Threw one down to Struck near the 40-yard line. Good effort by both Struck and the defender there.
So how
be incomplete.
How is that not a penalty? I mean,
I think
it felt like Satter had a fall, or was it beyond?
I think that the snap happened and the line didn't move.
That was a weird-looking play.
So Struck on to punt for the Knights, as Hagee with that foot issue will not be doing the punting or the kicking this evening. Snap back to Struck. He'll send a end-over-end low kick past the 50. It'll get an O'Gorman roll inside the 40 down to the 36.5-yard line, where it is down by O'Gorman. And Brandon Valley will send out their offense for the first time.
You look at Brandon Valley's offense, they're going to be, we assume, run heavy tonight.
Absolutely. Brandon loves to run the ball, especially in between the tackles, get their offense moving down the field with some authority up front with the big fellas.
We'll see who's the quarterback now. That's kind of been the interesting thing this week.
So it looks like they've sent out...
Is that Noah Thompson, number 14?
At quarterback here for the Brandon Valley Lynx. So 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. They'll send a receiver in motion. That's Carroll out by the numbers on the right side. Snap and a straight carry down the right side. Room to run across the 50 and tackle down inside the 45. And Brandon picks up a good gain on 1st down on the design keeper for Noah Thompson, listed at the receiver/cornerback position. And they'll come out and give him that Wildcat set right out of the gate here.
And I'll give a plug already. He's going to South Dakota State as a cornerback, so obviously a good athlete, but we've seen Slack and then also Tui, but now we'll see if that's just a Wildcat situation or he's still in there at quarterback.
So Brandon will come out with 2 receivers to the right side and a tight end offset with a full house backfield, 1 to each side of the quarterback. Thompson direct carry down the sideline, got room to run across the 30, down inside the 20, knocked out of bounds. Oh, he stays in. Touchdown, Brandon Valley. Tightrope the sideline. Looked like he hit the out-of-bounds line. However, he did not, and tightropes his way right into the end zone, and Brandon Valley has a 6-0 lead.
Wow, what a gut punch for that O'Gorman defense. Yikes. This is kind of like a lead follow play to the right side, and not good tackling by O'Gorman.
So Brandon Valley will come out to kick the extra point here.
Trying to move the camera, folks.
Snap is good, hold is good, kick is up, and that is good. So it is 7-0 Brandon Valley with 9:43 left here in the first quarter. Brandon, the first one on the scoreboard as we get ready to send it into a commercial break here. You're listening to Knights Football on Real Presence Radio Network.
Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness is a 3rd-generation family-owned chiropractic practice whom have been proudly serving the people of Sioux Falls and the Sioux Empire region since 1947. Dr. Eric Ferendorf, a 1999 O'Gorman alum, practices alongside his wife, Dr. Larissa Ferendorf. Dr. Larissa specializes in applied kinesiology and clinical nutrition. Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness is located on the northwest corner of 49th Street and Southeastern Avenue, 605-334-8000, or online at ferendorfchiropractic.com.
At McGuire Iron, we protect and store quality water for people and communities across the country. We are family-owned and operated and have been building and maintaining America's water tower infrastructure for over 100 years. We pride ourselves on using faith principles in our business practices every day. This deep faith in the church is why we support the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic School System. From all of us at McGuire Iron and the Jones family, we wish all O'Gorman students and student-athletes good luck this year.
Welcome back to Brandon Valley High School here, where the Brandon Valley Lynx opened up the scoring with a touchdown in 2 plays. Quarterback Noah Thompson, not the traditional quarterback for the Brandon Valley Lynx, came out and took the first few snaps from under center and 2 design quarterback runs, and just like that, he was in the end zone. And that's where we have the score 7-0 with 9:43 left to go here in the first quarter.
It's almost like the Knights defense was just shell-shocked. I don't know if they were surprised he is quarterback, but the first play almost went for it, and then the second play did go. And when he's that close to the sideline, that's just terrible tackling.
Yeah.
Just knock him out of bounds.
So first down and 10 for O'Gorman. Need an answer here on this drive already this early in the ball game. This is a big drive. They'll send Satter in motion, take the snap, Dan, and bring over the middle. He's got Hagee open on the catch, down past the 35, where he's then smashed into the ground, but not after a first down and a gain of 15.
And that's kind of what you're talking about, Isaac. Some of that short underneath stuff they'll kind of let you have, and little stop route for him, and beautiful form tackle by the Brandon Valley defender that time.
Absolutely.
And one thing Jason said to watch is when Satter's coming across in the backfield, that defensive end might chuck him a little bit, so we can kind of watch that.
So Struck, the lone receiver on the left side. They'll have 2 to the right, and offset is Satter at the fullback position. Handoff, keep this time with Dannenbring down the right side. He'll gain about 3 yards. 2 is what they'll give him officially, and it's 2nd down and 8.
Nice play by the defensive end that time. Kind of read his keys and stayed home, and not a very big gain that time for Dannenbring. Boy, that defensive tackle's a big boy, Isaac.
Big man down in front. That is number 70, Isaac Johnson, the 6'1", 295 defensive tackle. Snap, Dannenbring looks out to pass. He's got Struck around the sideline, makes the catch, knocked out of bounds. Another first down for O'Gorman, so back-to-back first downs. And the chains will move as Struck catches the ball down near the 47-yard line before he was knocked out of bounds.
There's that out route Coach was talking about.
Yep, and Thompson on the tackle there for the Lynx. First down and 10, ball at the 47-yard line. They'll need the opposite 47 as well. Excuse me, the opposite 43. I don't know what I was thinking there. So they'll send Struck in motion. Now he'll become eligible over on the right side. They'll fake the snap and give, and now they'll throw it out to Satter, who bobbles the initial catch. Now gets some running room downfield. Barrels his way across the 40-yard line, was upended by a Brandon Valley Lynx, but not before another first down. So 3 first downs and 4 plays on the drive so far for O'Gorman. And it's 1st and 10 across the 50, inside the 40 at the 39.
And the best thing about that is, too, you're just changing the momentum as well. After a touchdown, you don't want to go 3 and out and, give the ball right back to Brandon Valley. So
I think now you're already in 4-down territory for O'Gorman. If you hate to say that early on with 7:25 left in the first quarter, but Brandon Valley drove that field real quick and easy in 2 plays, and you want to make sure you get an answer at some point here as Jones off the tackle gains about 3 yards and will be brought down shy of the 35. He'll be at the 36-yard line. Nope, they're going to give him 2 yards is all.
And with your kicking situation now, I don't think Hagen's even available to kick, so he could go out when he kicked about mid-30s. Now it's Nelson, and that might be low 20s. So you're pretty much, for O'Gorman, going to be going for it, all the way through to the end zone, basically.
Yeah, Nelson with that hamstring injury earlier on in the season has hampered his kicking ability. A solid kicker for O'Gorman in years past. Snap, Dannenbring, he'll keep around the right side, nothing doing, then dumps off a pass to Maverick Jones that was nearly intercepted. That was
Noah Thompson.
Noah Thompson almost comes up with a big interception on the sideline, and now you're in a dangerous 3rd and 8 position. You're hoping to get a couple of yards back here.
And Maverick was kind of left out to dry that time. If the defensive back probably could have really blew him up, but he went for the interception that time.
The 3rd down and 8. The Brandon Valley crowd right below us making some noise on the steel bleachers. Dannenbring will come out of the gun. He's got 2 receivers to the right. He'll send Struck in motion from right to left. Snap. Dannenbring fakes the give. They'll throw out on the sideline to Hagee. It's caught for a 1st down. However, there's a penalty, and I think it's going to be an illegal formation. They're going to say too many men in the backfield. As Struck didn't get set in time of the snap, but now the refs are going to have to come talk about this.
And being a former quarterback, is that more on the quarterback that should wait till he gets set
Absolutely.
than the receiver or the motion guy?
Yep.
So we're waiting for the call.
Flag came on both sides, so it's for sure coming back here about 5 yards. So that's a big setback after picking up the 1st down there on the pass. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 13 for the Knights. It's a big difference from 1st down and 10 from the inside the 30 now to 3rd and 13.
So do you think this might be a play where you're trying to pick up half of it maybe? Instead of being like
I think you're going to take what the defense gives you here. So Dannenbring will come out of the gun. He's got a tight end offset in the wing back situation. That's Rylan Satter. 2 receivers to the left. Dannenbring straight drop back pass over the middle to Konechny, way too high and incomplete. He had Konechny sitting in a pocket all alone at the 30-yard line, and it traveled over his head and incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down, and it looks like O'Gorman's going to keep the offense on the field here. You might see a quick kick out of Dannenbring. We've seen that a couple times already this season.
Boy, he had him too, and I don't know if the defensive back didn't see the ball very well because it felt like it got on the defensive back so soon he could have easily intercepted it as well.
O'Gorman's going to come out and a bunch set to the right side. Konechny, the lone receiver, on the left. It looks like O'Gorman will go for it here on 4th down and 13. They'll send Satter in motion. Drop back pass out of Dannenbring. He's going to throw to the sideline. He's got a receiver open. It's caught by Konechny down the sideline, and a huge pickup on 4th down and 13. What a beautiful throw from Bennett Dannenbring on the sideline across the numbers. Konechny made a catch in traffic and tiptoed the sideline for 6 more yards, and that's an O'Gorman 1st down. 1st down and 10 at the 17-yard line, and the Knights will come up with some tempo offensively. 3 receivers bunched to the right side. Konechny, the lone receiver, on the left. Dannenbring out of the gun. Takes the snap. He'll give to Maverick Jones. He'll run around the right side, scamper his way forward for a good gain of about 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
And Brandon Valley's defense against the rush has been rock solid this year, Isaac, only averaging allowing 78 total yards a game, so they're a tough team to run on.
Gain of 3 yards on that play, 2nd down.
So Dannenbring will come out. It's 2nd down and 7. Ball just inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. 2 receivers to the right. Struck the lone receiver on the left side. Snap, give. Maverick Jones up the middle, bulldozing his way forward, just shy of the 10-yard line. They're going to give him the 11, and that'll bring up 3rd down and short. So 4 down territory for O'Gorman. You got 2 downs to pick up about 4.5 yards. With 5:07 left here in the 1st quarter, the Lynx have a 7-0 lead thanks to a 2-play touchdown drive. Both carries by by Noah Thompson, the quarterback who's getting his first reps at quarterback so far tonight. Snap, fake of the give. Dannenbring will roll out. He's got a receiver open in the end zone. Throw it behind him and nearly intercepted. A dangerous pass that was off the hands of Max Van Westen and incomplete. And now it looks like O'Gorman's going to send the field goal unit on and try to get some points here on the drive instead of coming up empty-handed.
I am sorry, folks. I don't know if I can be able to even get I'll try and move the camera around to get the goalpost here.
I can hold it here if you'd like.
Oh, here we go.
So it'll be Nelson on to kick.
We'll just show you the goalpost.
Gross on the hold. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is up. And that is good. So O'Gorman gets some points on their 2nd drive of the ball game. It's 7-3. Brandon Valley on top here at Brandon Valley High School in 11 AAA semifinal action with 4:39 left in the first quarter. We'll take a break. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
Did you know you can listen to the RPR Network when you're on the go? Just search for Real Presence Radio in your app store. Listen live to any station across the network at any time, so you can stay connected to your local community from wherever you are. Plus, if you miss a program, the Real Presence Radio app is your one-stop shop for local and national podcasts, including our signature show, Real Presence Live. The Real Presence Radio app, with you every step of your faith journey. Download it today and see what you've been missing.
Hi, this is Father Jordan Sampson, pastor of Christ the King Parish.
And this is Julie Kolbeck, principal of Christ the King Elementary School. We would like to express our gratitude to our parishioners and staff, parents and students, as well as so many others who have generously supported our mission.
As the days grow colder, may the fire of God's love warm our hearts and inspire us to greater faith, hope, and love.
Welcome back to Brandon Valley High School here as the O'Gorman Knights just made a field goal on the last drive. That was kicked in by Andrew Nelson to cut the deficit from 7 to 4. It's 7 to 3. Brandon Valley leads here with 4:39 left in the first quarter. So Nelson will send a boot. This one high end over end inside the 10-yard line. It'll be fielded by Brandon. They'll take it up the middle. Now bouncing around near the 25-yard line across to the 30, where he finally rolls off of a tackle, and it's going to be brought down at the 30. Noah Thompson on the return. And now Brandon Valley will jog out a new quarterback. That's Jack Thuey, who we had seen the last few games of the season for Brandon Valley. He'll come out at quarterback now.
So interesting.
So we might see some back and forth between Thompson and Thuey here.
Yeah, and then coach then might just see who's the hot hand in the second half and stay with it.
Changing up the offensive scheme to put the Knights kind of on their heels over on in the first drive of the ball game. This time it'll be a straight give around the side where he'll be stuffed by Rush Landry and a few other Knights for a gain of about 2. Jordan Johnson on the carry for the Brandon Valley Lynx, and it will be second down and 8. The Gorman defense needs a stop here on this drive.
Boy, Brandon's a physical team. I mean, you saw them just, Matichek got kind of pancaked that time. They have some big, strong linemen, and Carroll's a really good blocking tight end, too.
It's tough to beat Brandon Valley at home anytime, any year. Snap, fake of the pitch. This time they'll keep up the middle. That's Lucas Slack in the ball game for the Lynx. So Slack now the quarterback for Brandon Valley. That's 3 quarterbacks on this opening first quarter. As Slack has come back eligible.
There's a missed tackle by Jack White, but when your safety is the one making the first contact 8 yards down the field, that's never good.
So first down and 10. Slack in at quarterback now. 3 receivers to the right. They'll send Carroll in motion from right to left. Ball across the 50-yard line at the 49. Snap, drop back pass. Slack over the middle, tipped incomplete. It was intended for, I believe that was Skolton sliding to the turf. Couldn't make the catch on the low throw, and that'll bring up second down and 10. And look at that, now they'll send in Thuey at quarterback. So just a lot of shifting out of this Brandon Valley offense.
And Ratzloff running out, wearing that 63, and he plays some linebacker. It's really weird seeing a linebacker because he's an offensive lineman. You have to wear that wear that jersey number. But
so now it'll be Thuey out of the gun, a full backfield here. They'll give it up the middle. Alpers was able to get to him at about the 47-yard line is where they'll mark down Jordan Johnson. So another gain of 2. Johnson with back-to-back 2-yard carries on the drive.
And this is
third down and 8.
And this is what I talked about, Isaac, in my pregame show, is you want to get Brandon Valley in those 3rd and 7s, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9s. You know, there's a whole different game plan if it's 3rd and 2 or 3. You would assume force them to have to pass it or do a screen or something this play.
So 3rd down and long. Ball at the 47-yard line. They'll need the 39. It's 3rd and 8. Out of the gun is Thuey, and now the Brandon Valley's going to have to take a timeout. Couldn't figure out what they wanted to call in the huddle as they were sending guys in and out and substituting, and that'll be a timeout. So with 2:36 left here in the first quarter, Brandon Valley leads 7-3 over O'Gorman in 11 AAA semifinal action here from Brandon Valley High School.
Real Presence Radio is available on Alexa-enabled devices, including Amazon Echo, phones, tablets, and smart displays. To enable the skill, just say, Alexa, enable Real Presence Radio. To listen, say something like, Alexa, open Real Presence Radio. It will then ask what station you want to play, to which you can respond, play Sioux Falls, or play AM 970, or play WWEN. From there, you can use commands like play, pause, and stop. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere on Alexa-enabled devices.
Welcome back to Brandon Valley High School as both teams getting ready to come out of the timeout here. 3rd down and 8, ball at the 47-yard line. Brandon Valley needs the 39 to extend the drive.
I'm guessing a middle screen here.
This
Watch
is probably,
for that.
Yep, this is probably 4-down territory for Brandon Valley as well. They'll send Carroll in motion from right, and then he'll come in closer to the line of scrimmage. Drop back pass, slack over the middle, has a receiver open. Caught for a first down was Carroll. And they'll move the chains.
And he was the guy we had real trouble defending that first game at O'Gorman Isaac. He had 7 catches, 99 yards, and a touchdown. Had some circus catches, remember, in those 3rd down plays that were tipped up in the air, and he caught him. That's kind of a little soft defense that time by O'Gorman. Carroll found the zone and found the opening and just stopped there.
So 1st down and 10 for Brandon Valley. Ball is at the 33-yard line. It'll be Thuy out of the gun. That full house bunch set backfield. They'll give to Johnson. Carry of about a yard.
That was Ratzloff who made a nice play. Kind of squeezed through the blocking that time.
2nd down and 9. And Brandon Valley, we know, will come out and just pound the football. And hope to connect on some play-action passes to open up later on in the half. But right now we've just seen a lot of 1st down runs. And very obvious, just straight gives, no read option, no pass option out of it, no RPOs. It's just been a straight design run. And they haven't picked up many yards on 1st down so far. 2nd down and 9. They'll send a receiver in motion, now eligible over on the tight end side as they'll shift the left receiver behind the line of scrimmage. Straight drop back pass by Thuy. It's picked off. Jack White on the sideline makes the interception. Jack White with a huge interception for the O'Gorman defense and a turnover forced.
And you see that in this defense where Manny did that a couple weeks ago from the safety where you just slide into that area. And I think as a quarterback, I think he just assumed it would be open and didn't even see him coming.
So now O'Gorman with a chance to put some points back on the board. They'll start on their own 25-yard line. Dannenbrink, straight give to Maverick Jones. He's got room off the edge, makes a nice cut across the 1st down marker and more, and he'll get just enough, and that'll be a 1st down O'Gorman.
And that's the first positive run for O'Gorman all game long. Nice job that time by Maverick. Behind that right side of the offensive line, Zach Carlson leading the way. And Nate Ratzloff. With a lot of running plays, this is a fast-moving game. We only have 50 seconds left here in the 1st quarter.
So now O'Gorman will come out 1st and 10. Dannenbrink making some adjustments at the line of scrimmage. He'll flip Jones from the right to the left side. 3 receivers bunched on the left. Snap, give, Jones, carry, middle, 2 to 3 yards. We'll see where they'll mark him down. He crossed the 40 with his body. They'll give him that 3-yard gain. Nope, they're going to say it's 2.
And here's an injury, number 7 for Brandon Valley. Kind of limps off.
That's Max Van Westen, the safety. The last drive that dropped that interception in the end zone just off the fingertips. Made a nice play on the football, just couldn't come down with it. Now with 10 seconds left here in the 1st quarter, O'Gorman will probably run one last play here to end the quarter. 5 seconds left. Dannenbrink at the line to shift a couple of receivers over. It's Alpers. He's not going to get set in time, and that'll wind up the end of the 1st quarter. So at the end of 1, the Brandon Valley Lynx lead the O'Gormanites 7-3 here at Brandon Valley High School in 11 AAA semifinal action. You're listening to O'Gormanites football on Real Presence Radio Network.
Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness is a third-generation family-owned chiropractic practice whom have been proudly serving the people of Sioux Falls and the Sioux Empire region since 1947. Dr. Eric Ferendorf, a 1999 O'Gorman alum, practices alongside his wife, Dr. Larissa Ferendorf. Dr. Larissa specializes in applied kinesiology and clinical nutrition. Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness is located on the northwest corner of 49th Street and Southeastern Avenue, 605-334-8000, or online at ferendorfchiropractic.com.
At McGuire Iron, we protect and store quality water for people and communities across the country. We are family owned and operated and have been building and maintaining America's water tower infrastructure for over 100 years. We pride ourselves on using faith principles in our business practices every day. This deep faith in the church is why we support the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic School System. From all of us at McGuire Iron and the Jones family, we wish all O'Gorman students and student athletes good luck this year.
Welcome back to Brandon Valley High School here in Brandon, South Dakota, home of the AAA semifinal action between the O'Gorman Knights and the Brandon Valley Lynx. A score update for anyone listening here. O'Gorman trailing 7-3. They just got an interception by Jack White to turn over Brandon, who was driving across the 50 down inside the 25 when Jack White made a nice interception on Jack Thuey to give the Knights the football back. Knights got a good couple of plays early on in the drive, and then on second down, the time ran out to end the quarter. Just want to give a shout out to some of these guys on this YouTube stream, some of my football players from this past season, the 8th graders.
Your season just finished up, didn't it, for 8th graders?
Lost a tough city championship game in overtime. So shout out to Joe Stanton, Evan Schoenfelder. Let's see who else. Hunter Cox is in here. Akana Akata is on this thing. And a comment saying to wash the window. I wish we could.
Someone want to bring some Windex up to us? We're in the crow's nest here at Brandon.
Midco Sports here as well, so kicking us out of the downstairs floor.
That's where we normally have been since we started here, so we're up a little higher.
Yep. So Gorman will come out second down and 7. Ball is at the 41-yard line, their own 41-yard line. Danenbring out of the gun. Fakes the give. He'll drop back to pass. Down the sideline, well over the intended receiver of Peyton Hagee and incomplete. And that'll bring up third down and 7.
Felt like to me he had Satter kind of the whole time. He's just floating out in the flat, but I don't know if he's just kind of waiting for that route behind him to develop more. But that was, when he threw it, I thought, oh no, because that could get undercut.
Yeah, they're throwing a lot of these 10-yard curl routes over on the sideline, kind of sitting in the zone of that Brandon Valley defense who likes to play that cover 2 look with those 2 high safeties, trying to sneak behind that corner and in front of the safety and drop it inside. Third down and 8. The Brandon Valley crowd on their feet trying to force a turnover of downs, and now we've got movement up front, and they'll do it again.
And that's something that we're going back to the beginning of the season, Isaac. We haven't seen these mental mistakes lately, and that's a second penalty on the offense. The first one was on a formation, this one on a false start.
So big mistake there for the O'Gorman offense as they'll back themselves up. Kim, it is not raining here. It is just a dirty window that we are shooting out of here. Danenbring will move Satter across the line of scrimmage. He's got to get rid of this one down near the sideline. It's Konechny going up to try to make the catch, knocked down and incomplete. And the Knights will be forced to punt. You had the receiver Hagee possibly over the middle. It seems like we're trying to throw a lot to the sidelines right now and avoid that middle of the field.
Against this Brandon defense, Isaac, is that middle in a way sometimes open? Or
you know, when you're playing a cover 2 defense, if you're able to get someone behind the linebacker, you're going to have a decent shot of getting that ball snuck in there. It's just a matter of making the correct read and sneaking it behind that linebacker before that safety can come down, as Struck will send an end-over-end punt, a fair catch, caught at the 35-yard line. That was Peyton Egan. First and 10 for Brandon Valley. They'll jog out Lucas Slack at quarterback this time.
Manny probably thought a few weeks ago his punting duties were over with.
Yeah, the punter last season, and Hagee resumed the duties this year. And now after the Hagee foot injury, Struck comes back to take the cake with the punting duties, if you will. So Knights will show some pressure here up front. They're going to run around the edge with Slack. He's going to be dropped in the backfield for a loss on first down. Loss of about 1.
I think Carter Peterson was one of the Knights in there that time.
Yep, Carter Peterson on the tackle, just announced by the PA announcer here.
He's so small, it's hard to see him sometimes. I mean, he's so short.
Yep.
You talk about running backs hiding behind tackles on defense. I think sometimes Carter can hide behind that Skolton, who's about 6'4" out there at nose tackle. You don't even see him.
So Brandon Valley will come out with that full house backfield, 2 running backs, 2 tight ends. The lone receiver on the outside. Snap, give, Jordan Johnson dives over the pile, gain of about 2 yards, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 9.
I think Steve Keeter would like these formations Brandon Valley's doing. His eyes are lighting up.
Brandon Valley bringing in the big sets. Now they'll run them off. That was number 79 in there playing the fullback role. That was Brandon Wheeler.
He's a big boy. He's a big fullback. I would watch Caro, number 80, if you're O'Gorman.
Yep. 3rd down and 8. 2 receivers to the left. Drop back pass coming off the edge with pressure. It's batted down at the line of scrimmage by Dominic Skolton, and that'll force the Brandon Valley Lynx to send out the punting unit. 4th down and 8 from their own 37. Brandon Valley will elect to drop back and punt here. They'll send out Brady Giles, the 6'2", 190-pound senior.
Skolton had a pretty good game the first time these two teams met. He kind of got hurt, I think, in the 4th quarter, but had 4 stops in that one, making his presence felt there. Ooh, almost a low snap.
It's a high end-over-end kick that will be signaled for a fair catch by Preston Konechny, and the Knights will take over. So the Knights defense does their job and gets the stop. After forcing a turnover the first, or just last possession, they'll get another stop. So back-to-back stops for O'Gorman, and the Knights will jog out their offense here, trying to get something going with 10:06 left in the second quarter as they trail 7-3.
So Jason, after that last drive with the defense is on the field, is he taking Dannenberg? Is he showing him some things, or kind of how does that work?
You've got your film over there. They've got a couple iPads on the sideline shooting the footage from the end zone and from the sideline camera over here. They'll give to Maverick Jones up the middle. A lot of running room across near the 50, across the 50, inside down to the 47-yard line, and that'll be a first down for O'Gorman. Yeah, so you got some film, live film that a play or two behind with technology, but you're able to watch the last drive every time you go to the sideline and fix some things if you need to. It's something that a lot of high school teams have been doing lately with this huddle becoming available for everyone. Score update, Harrisburg 14-0 over Lincoln in the 4th quarter, so a low-scoring game over in Harrisburg right now, as Jones will get another carry up the middle. He'll gain about 4 yards, maybe 5, with a late push from the offensive line, and that'll bring up second down. So that Harrisburg score, a little interesting, a low-scoring game over there. I was watching some tweets earlier on that they were running Jacob Knuth a lot. Knuth had a 51-yard rushing touchdown right up the gut, but they've been running him a lot more than they've been passing him. So maybe taking advantage of a bigger offensive line and some lead blockers and letting the big quarterback kind of scramble for a lot of yards offensively.
Yeah, and Lincoln not being able to score any points against Harrisburg is surprising as well.
Yep. Jones will get another carry for 7 yards and another first down for O'Gorman. 8:51 left here in the second quarter. O'Gorman starting to drive the football a little bit.
If you look at that first game, that was the President's Bowl. It was 35-28 Harrisburg over Lincoln, so that was a higher scoring game than tonight. And the offensive line is starting to get a nice little push here.
We've seen Harrisburg's offense roll all over teams all season, so an impressive job by the Lincoln defense so far, keeping it the score that it is. Jones, another carry, another 6 yards. So Jones has been a steady force so far offensively for the Knights, gaining good yardage on the last couple of drives for O'Gorman.
He kind of limps off, or maybe just needs a little bit of a breather. I could see them trying a shot here. 2nd and 4.
Yep.
Good opportunity at the 28-yard line. See what we do.
Come out of a bunch set here. I think that struck. No, it might
Carter
be
Peterson's in the backfield.
Snap, throw over to Satter. He'll rumble forward for, let's see here. They're going to mark him about a half a yard short of the. Nope, they're going to give him the first down. So they did give him enough. So a fresh set of downs for the Knights. 1st and 10. Ball at the 24-yard line. Dannenbring will get ready to come out of the gun. He's got a bunch set on the right side. Give to Carter Peterson up the middle. Peterson with some good running room, gaining 8 yards on 1st down. And the Knights are at the 16-yard line.
Good job. Give the center a lot of credit that time. Number 52 did a good job pushing the pile. Now they're bringing in their big defensive tackle for Brannon. And that center's Aiden Scott. And he's a big boy, too.
Snap, give, Peterson, carry. Looks like he's going to have enough for the 1st down. It looks like Jones is over on the sideline getting some work on one of the legs. It might either be a cramp or he needs some tape on that ankle. Yep, looks like he's getting his ankle taped over there. So that's something to look out for.
This drive has pretty much been, I think, all runs except that one little short pass to Satter.
So 1st down and 10, ball inside the 15-yard line. They'll give. Carter Peterson carries. Good running room, and now a flag comes out at the end of the play. You might see a holding or block in the back here. The Knights have done a good job of gaining yards on 1st down with the run play. But now a little setback here as there's also, I think that's Carter Peterson down on the turf. So now you're down 2 running backs. So Peterson has that shoulder issue with, gets a lot of stingers where he'll just have to kind of let it run its course, if you will.
Right, yeah. I had a friend in high school football had the same thing about once a game that would happen. It would kind of just make your arm tingle a little bit from the shoulder all the way down to the wrist. I don't know if that's what this is, but it's not a fun feeling for sure. We'll we'll see. Carter's getting up now, so we'll just kind of stay right here.
Looks like we'll see what the call is here before we do anything, as they have sent the teams to each sideline. We'll see if they do signal for the media timeout here. Looked like it was a holding call. Yep, they'll send the teams back out here.
So did the ref signal what it was, Isaac?
I think it was a holding call.
Okay.
Not sure who it was on. I think I saw the ref just signal it was holding to the coach. Never really signaled it to the crowd or anything, just to the Brandon Valley coach.
Interesting to see they put in the backfield now, if anybody, with the 2 running backs both hurt for O'Gorman.
Looks like it's Satter back there. Dannenbring gives. Satter keeps up the middle. Bulldozes his way forward for a good gain on 1st down. That's a gain of about 7 or 8. Out of the tight end, Rylan Satter hasn't had a single carry out of the backfield yet this season, but the Knights down back-to-back running backs on injuries.
He's just like one of those utility players that you just almost put him anywhere. Like in baseball, you have some of those players that can play all basically 8 or 9 different positions. It's like Satter, H-back, wide out, running back, whatever you need.
And O'Gorman coming out with a couple of different guys offensively here. It looks like Struck is on the sideline getting a breather, as well as, well, now Landry just came in. So Landry just in at receiver now. Dannenbring, straight drop back pass over to Satter, muffed. Couldn't get the catch, couldn't bring it down, bobbled it around a couple of times through the hands, and now it's going to bring up a 3rd and long. And Struck will jog back in. He'll come in for Hagee, and Jones will come in for Matichek. So Hagee and Matichek jogging off the field. Struck and Jones back in, so good to see Maverick Jones back on the field after going out.
I wonder if you're popping, if you call a timeout here, I guess 17 maybe, just to get organized.
5:36 left in the 2nd quarter. Knights trail 7-3. 3rd down and 13. Ball is at the 17-yard line. They'll need the 4 for a 1st down. Dannenbring, drop back, fade well over the head of Rush Landry and incomplete. Now you're going to have to possibly jog out the field goal unit again. Not something that you want to do right now, is continuously start jogging out this field goal unit in a ball game. Obviously, you're going to take the points whenever you can, but it's a couple times now that we've seen Dannenbring leave it too tall for our receivers out on the outside.
All right, folks, I got the goalpost. That's all I can get, so let's have to.
So
Isaac will have to describe the play to you.
Nelson on the kick. He'll be kicking from the 24-yard line, so I'll make it a 34-yard field goal here for Andrew Nelson. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is up end over end, and that is good. So Andrew Nelson boots through another field goal. And with 5:27 left here in the second quarter, it's Brandon Valley 7, O'Gorman 6. As we get ready to take a break for more O'Gorman Knights football, stay tuned for more on Real Presence Radio Network.
Hi, this is Brett Byler, Area Account Executive with Real Presence Radio. Did you know the signal of Real Presence Radio reaches an audience of over 2.4 million people across North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and Wyoming? Have you ever thought about running radio spots on the RPR network? We want to partner with you to help gain exposure for your business in front of a very faithful customer base. To find out more about the options, please call me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333.
Here at Catholic Family Services, we believe counseling is for everyone. Catholic Family Services is here to help whether you are navigating a life transition, such as going to college or changing career paths, wanting to improve your communication skills, making plans for your future family, or wanting to understand mental health. If you would like more information or to set up an appointment with one of our trained professionals, call Catholic Family Services at 605-988-3775.
Welcome back to Brandon Valley High School. That ball was fair caught on the kickoff.
All right, Isaac, the scoring drive for the Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights has been brought to you by Closets and More, a locally owned company providing custom designed closets and storage solutions. Closets and More can be reached at 605-334-5135 or online at closetsandmoresd.com. Hey, that wasn't too hard, was it?
Oh, good one. So Brandon Valley will come out. Now they'll have two receivers, one to each side, and Peyton Carroll, the tight end, on the right side. Straight give to Jordan Johnson, who's going to be stuffed in the backfield. It's going to be might be a loss of one.
Jack White made a nice play from his safety spot coming up to make the tackle. And he's a bigger running back, too. Got to get him low. About 180 goes Johnson.
So second down and 10. 4:55 left in the second quarter. The Lynx lead the Knights 7-6. O'Gorman with a pair of field goals. Brandon Valley with a 2-play touchdown drive to open up the football game. And it's been a defensive shootout since. Straight give up the middle. Gain of one, maybe two. That was Caden Dowd.
Number 21.
No, 21. There we go. Delvin Spears-Whitty.
And Slack is your quarterback right now. You wonder if they'll go back to that Thompson Wildcat form at some point, because that was, I guess, really early in the game it had success.
Yeah,
and I think that was more by surprise, possibly.
Yeah, Brandon Valley came out right away with a triple option set with Noah Thompson in at quarterback for the first time all season. The star corner for Brandon took the first QB reps. They scored immediately. Slack drops back, third down. Throw over the middle is caught. That was Skolton on the reception. Nice job to slide down and secure the grab. And that'll result in a first down for Brandon Valley. Ball at the 43-yard line, shy of the 50 still. 3:50 to go. Gorman looking to get a stop here. Otherwise, Brandon, if they score, will get the ball back and start the second half as well. That's kind of dangerous territory to be in if you're the Knights. The Knights defense needs to dig down here and come up with a stop.
That was a bullet by Slack that time. He had a lot of mustard on it.
So Slack out of the gun, the only man back. He'll throw, tipped and incomplete. It was tipped by Matichek in this around the 50, and then it was too high for the intended receiver, and Struck was in coverage on that receiver.
You don't see that much, but I think that was a one-receiver route.
Yeah.
And O'Gorman kind of almost had Ratzloff slide underneath of it, too. You usually at least see two guys go out for a pass route, but interesting play call there.
Simplifying some reads, possibly.
Right. And Slack hasn't played in a few weeks. He might be a little rusty, too.
Pitch and knocked back, but then he'll bounce away from a tackle, catches a huge block on the sideline before he's knocked out of bounds is Jordan Johnson. Jack White came flying in on the safety blitz, got a hand on him, overran
Here's
the play.
Here's the play, Isaac. Ooh.
And then a big block on the corner. That was, I believe, Carroll kind of running over Nelson on the edge, and Brandon gets a huge pickup on second down.
Isn't that how crazy football is for you, from almost a negative play to a big gainer? on just one missed tackle.
So now out of the I formation, straight give to
Johnson.
I believe that was Johnson, yep. Push him forward for a gain of about 2.
On the carry, Delvon Spears-Whitty.
It was Delvon Spears-Whitty on the carry that time for the Lynx.
And that clock just keeps running. And one thing I mentioned, too, in the pregame show is watch the game clock when Brandon Valley snaps the ball here. I feel like I said they want to shorten the game up a little bit. So instead of just, say, snapping it at 20, they're going to let it roll down to maybe 10, 8, 7.
Yep.
Limit the Knights' amount of time they can have the ball.
I formation, they'll send Carroll from right to left. Knights going to flop the strength of the defense here. Straight give. Now they'll play action, fake rollout, nearly picked off again. That time it was Logan Height and Jack White in the area. Jack White got his hands on the ball, knocked it incomplete. That'll stop the clock at 2:14, and it's 3rd down and 6.
And that time David Alpers had pressure, and we haven't heard his name called too much yet on defense tonight. So I think they're probably, I'm guessing, double teaming him
coming in with
quite a bit.
These big sets and having Carroll kind of match him on whatever side Alpers is. It looks like when they've been flipping Carroll, they've been flipping to manage where the defensive strength is. 2 receivers wide to the left, 1 to the right. It's Carroll in motion from right to left. He'll join the line of scrimmage. And it's a straight keep with Slack over on the perimeter, going to be tackled. Looks like he's right near the sticks. They're going to mark him a yard short. We'll bring up 4th down.
That was really good second effort by Slack. Those last 3 yards are by him. Now they're hurrying it up. Isaac might sneak it.
Timeout by Shannon Poppinga. The Knights call a timeout just in time before Brandon, who ran up to the line to quick snap the football.
Okay.
So with 1:54 left, we'll take a timeout break here on Real Presence Radio Network. Brandon leads 7-6.
Ladies and gentlemen, these schools of
Sioux Equipment Company can fix, sell, and repair gas pumps, tanks, and air compressors. They offer sales and services for lifts, signs, decals, and tank truck equipment in Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. Sioux Equipment Company is located at 1310 East 39th Street in Sioux Falls, just off of East Benson Road. They can be reached by calling 605-334-1653. Again, that number is 605-334-1653.
All right, folks, welcome back. After the timeout by O'Gorman, probably just to get organized more than anything. Like Brandon was going to do the old Tom Brady, rush up to the huddle and do the quick quarterback sneak play. So we have about 4th and, oh boy, a little bit less than a yard.
So 4th down and 1.
Wildcat, Isaac.
Ball is at the 26-yard line. They need the 25. They'll come out this time with Noah Thompson at quarterback. A huge formation offset to the right. Thompson's just going to straight carry. He'll pick up the 1st down with ease. Rumble his way down the sideline before he's finally knocked out of bounds. And the athlete, Noah Thompson, does it on his feet. That's a big gain on 4th and 1. And Brandon had basically their entire backfield lead blocking on the right side.
What's it, old student body right, or whatever you want to call it?
That was about the whole team there on the right side of the line.
There we go. Perfect.
1:47 left. Thompson will stay in at quarterback. Here we are again. They've got just everyone bunched up on the right side. That's 4 eligible players off the right. Thompson straight carry down the right side again. He'll make a man miss inside the 10. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Carter Pearson made the tackle that time. Let's see, how many timeouts, if you're O'Gorman, do you think Pop would use it? Or just let her keep rolling down?
Yeah, I don't know at this point. You just took one. Got 2 left. If you get a stop here, you might take one. But, Brandon Valley coming out in this full house offensive formation is really kind of hampering what the Knights can do. You don't practice for 4 guys lead blocking on the right perimeter and a straight give to one of your best athletes. Thompson will roll around the left side. He's got room to run. He'll bulldoze his way into the end zone, and a touchdown for Brandon Valley. Noah Thompson, his second touchdown rush of the night, and it's Brandon Valley 13, O'Gorman 6 with a minute to go here in the second quarter, pending the PAT. Brandon Valley has come out with a different formation a few times.
That time they just flipped it. They've been going heavy right. They went to the left that time with one split receiver.
Snap is good, hold is good, kick up and end over end through the uprights and good. So Brandon Valley answers the bell and takes a 14-6 lead here with exactly a minute to go in the second quarter before we hit halftime. We'll take a break. Stay tuned for more Knights football on Real Presence Radio Network.
Hi, this is Father Jordan Sampson, pastor of Christ the King Parish.
And this is Julie Kolbeck, principal of Christ the King Elementary School. We would like to express our gratitude to our parishioners and staff, parents and students, as well as so many others who have generously supported our mission.
As the days grow colder, may the fire of God's love warm our hearts and inspire us to greater faith, hope, and love.
Upon graduation from O'Gorman High School, you will receive far more than a diploma. You get the values of a Catholic education, the support and reach of thousands of alum from across the country, the knowledge that you can become who you were meant to be, and our community will be right there by your side. You belong in blue. O'Gorman High School.
Welcome back to Brandon Valley High School here as that kick is sailed end over end. It will be returnable by the Knights, caught by Maverick Jones. So run down the right side. He's got some running room, makes a man miss across to the 20, and that's all he's going to get. So the Knights will have 52 seconds and 2 timeouts to try to drive the field quickly here and try to get on the scoreboard again after Brandon Valley ate up 5 minutes of clock.
11-play drive, which is one of the keys to victory, not allowing them to have those 10-plus play drives.
11 plays, 70-something yard drive, and about 5 minutes ran off the clock there. And it was capped off by the Noah Thompson touchdown run with that interesting formation that they've come out in twice, and both times have resulted in touchdowns. Dannon brings straight give to Maverick Jones. He'll bounce his way around, make a couple people miss, fall forward to the 27-yard line, and now O'Gorman, they've got that quick no-huddle offense in. Brandon Valley trying to sub a guy off the field. Dannon let him get off the field, and now we'll take the snap. Drop back to pass. Dannon flushed out of the pocket. He's just going to have to make something out of nothing. He takes a huge sack, and that'll probably end the half. Throw that ball out of bounds.
Does Brandon have any timeouts? He might call a timeout here, but to see if he can get a punt, and who knows.
Oh, this is the last play of the half here. It looks like O'Gorman's just going to walk off and take the deficit heading into the half. So the seconds will run off the clock, and at halftime here from Brandon Valley High School, the Lynx lead the Knights 14-6 here in 11 AAA semifinal action. Stay tuned for more as the halftime show gets underway on Real Presence Radio.
Barnett Vision Clinic in Sioux Falls offers comprehensive eye exams to assess their patients' eye health, including students and young athletes. At Barnett Vision Clinic, we offer a variety of glasses, contacts, and sunglasses to fit our patients' needs, including brands such as Oakley, Ray-Ban, Nike, Kate Spade, and Nano Vista glasses for kids. Dr. James Barnett is a proud O'Gorman alumni and St. Michael's parishioner. To schedule an appointment, we can be reached at 605-335-7757 or online at barnettvisionclinic.com.
J&J Caseworks and Closets and More is a proud sponsor of the O'Gorman Knights. Following the same rich, winning tradition, family, and Christian values, J&J Caseworks strives to create a work environment to call home. Family-owned and operated, J&J Caseworks has several full-time positions available. Our team members pursue career goals, learn new skills, and get the recognition they deserve. To set up an appointment, J&J Caseworks can be reached at 605-332-0805 or email jobs@jmjcaseworks.com. Go Knights!
Your family is depending on you to provide financial security for them. The Knights of Columbus can help you with insurance solutions such as disability income, long-term care, both term and whole life, annuities, retirement, and estate planning services. Join the Knights of Columbus today at kfc.org/join us for access to all these insurance services. Call the BB Agency at 605-882-8689. That's 605-882-8689.
Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street in Sioux Falls offers a daily buffet featuring a variety of pizza choices, salad bar, and chicken. Pizza Ranch has a spacious dining room as well as 8 party rooms that fit different group sizes. Their online menu provides another option for their customers to order from. Pizza Ranch is located across from O'Gorman High School on 41st Street and can be contacted by calling 271-8646. Pizza Ranch is a strong supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities.
From the Real Presence Radio Network, welcome to the O'Gorman Knights Halftime Show. Brought to you by your Knights of Columbus field agents for the Sioux Falls area, Jeff Gillen and Phil Carlson.
And welcome back to Brandon Valley High School. It's playoff semifinal football at the halftime. The home team, the number 2 seed, Brandon Valley Lynx 14. The Sioux Falls O'Gorman, the number 6 seed, 6. The Lynx just scored with about 50 seconds left. A touchdown by Noah Thompson right before halftime. So they kind of regained the momentum that they got in the first drive of the game. It was a 2-play drive, and after stopping O'Gorman, Thompson ran for about 20 yards, and then he ran for down the sideline for about another 55 yards for the touchdown right away in that Wildcat formation. Then we've seen Thuy and also a lot of Lucas Slack at quarterback. And then O'Gorman in the meantime then got 2 field goals, and then Brandon Valley was able to take the momentum back with that big 11-play, 70-plus yard drive that took over 5 minutes off the clock to make it 14-6. The Lynx will get the ball to start the second half, and you look at it, really, O'Gorman, the one formation they've really struggled with defensively has kind of been that Wildcat. Other than that, the defense, just against the normal sets for Brandon Valley, have been fine, but they've done a lot of the heavy, bringing a lot of guys to, say, the right or left side. O'Gorman hasn't been able to match the power of that formation. And offensively, the Knights have moved the ball. They've had a couple offensive penalties and just haven't been able to finish drives with touchdowns, but got some field goals. So if you look at it, you want to, when you get into that red zone, that 20-yard line and in, your goal is to get touchdowns. O'Gorman's had to settle for 2 Andrew Nelson field goals, and a guy who's kind of been quiet for O'Gorman tonight, who's had such a good stretch here the last part of the season on offense, has been Peyton Hagee, kind of dealing with a foot issue tonight. So that's probably part of the reason you haven't seen him being thoroughly effective yet. So we'll kind of see what the adjustments are from the popping as Jason calls the offense and Shannon the defense here in the second half against a Brandon Valley team that, this is kind of the type of game they want. It's low scoring, kind of one of those games where a little bit slow moving, a lot of running. And you saw O'Gorman, though, who didn't have any success in the first couple of drives running the ball, kind of by drive 3 and 4 with Maverick Jones, kind of got some nice push up front, and then Maverick had to go out for a little bit, and then Carter Peterson came in, and he also had some success as well. So I think the O'Gorman Knights found a little bit something in the running game, but through the air they haven't had any really big plays yet. Isaac Strux joining me now, and I just talked about the offense, Isaac, here in the first half. The first couple of drives didn't get anything running the ball, and then you did see some bigger runs after that from Maverick Jones and Carter Peterson, but through the air, no really big plays yet for the offense either.
No, not really, and it's been a tough day for Bennett Dannebrink so far. He's just kind of had a tough time making the throws to the sideline that he's needed to. He had a couple great ones consecutively, and then as of recently, leaving a lot of balls high, which means you're kind of short-footing it and you're not quite following through on your throw, thrown off the back foot maybe, which – trying to catch my breath here running up all these stairs, which is tough to do. Obviously, if you're falling back on your back foot, you're not going to be as consistent through the air. And Brandon's been doing a really good job of taking away the middle of the field, so Gorman's been forced to throw to the outside, and we just haven't been able to convert out there.
And even those quick little passes where we've seen Satter catch a lot of them in previous weeks, where he kind of goes out in the flats, I feel like there's a few times we could have threw it to him and didn't, and then a few other times it wasn't the big plays that have been in previous weeks either. So I think that's something to look at as well. On the defensive side, I was mentioning, Isaac, that the one formation that's really gave us fits here in the first half is probably one I don't know if we were even going to think is going to happen, is that Wildcat with Noah Thompson and heavy sets to the right and left sides. And their 2 touchdowns have came off of those Wildcat formations. That's something, Shannon popping in the defense. What against something like that, I mean, what would the adjustment be, do you think?
Well, here's what I'm going to say right now. When they're coming out with that full house, that big formation where they've got guys offset to the right side, you're going to have to start playing the game where you're just going to shift your whole line over and take that weak side linebacker and try to shift him over enough, because right now what we're seeing is we're getting their tight ends or their big blockers that they've got on the right side of the formation or left, whichever side they come out to. They're able to get to that play side linebacker as the first block. They're getting 4 yards down the field and making contact with that play side linebacker. So you've got Noah Thompson, who's got a little bit of time to let the play develop, and he's getting 6-7 yards before anyone's able to take a shot at him. And finally, if you're able to get a shot at him, you have to wrap up and tackle.
Yeah.
And right now, the safeties just haven't been able to get up at a quick enough speed and make a stop at a guy running through the line right now at full speed. And it's tough to tackle somebody when you're not getting a hand on him until he's 6 yards down the field.
Absolutely. So it'll be interesting to see what the adjustments are in the second half for sure. I have got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. High school sports have this down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us and divides us, look no further than high school sports in South Dakota. This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. Say that fast 5 times. So right now the situation is 14-6. We're at halftime. The Lynx leading the Knights in the semifinal round. They just said on the PA while you're gone, Isaac, you might have heard it, that Harrisburg-Lincoln game I think is now 14-7 in the fourth quarter. So Lincoln must have got a touchdown. Not 100% sure how much time is left in that one either. But we're going to do a break right now. We're going to come back. We'll have our Inside O'Gorman segment. We're going to talk a little bit about the O'Gorman volleyball team, which will be playing in their SODAC 16 game next week. And that is coming up next on the Knights Halftime Show.
Barnett Vision Clinic in Sioux Falls offers comprehensive eye exams to assess their...
Jardine Construction is a general contractor of custom homes, remodeling, and commercial construction. Jardine Construction works in close cooperation with project owners and customers when developing a plan for a building or home. Jardine Construction has lots available in Sioux Falls, Hartford, and Humboldt. Mark can be reached at 605-951-1803 and Tom at 605-261-6174.
Did you know you can listen to the RPR network when you're on the go? Just search for Real Presence Radio in your app store. Listen live to any station across the network at any time, so you can stay connected to your local community from wherever you are. Plus, if you miss a program, the Real Presence Radio app is your one-stop shop for local and national podcasts, including our signature show, Real Presence Live. The Real Presence Radio app, with you every step of your faith journey. Download it today and see what you've been missing.
All right, folks, welcome back to Inside O'Gorman. Now it's time to talk about a sport we haven't really talked too much about here in the fall. We just had so many other sports finishing before them, and the other sport besides football still going. It's the volleyball team, and the Knights volleyball team is defending state champions. They won it last year, and they're having a really good year this year. They won last night in Mitchell to close out their regular season, 3-1. The Lady Knights are 19-4 on the season, which right now I'm looking at the standings, and I feel like there's a Coach Keeter said there's still a few games left to decide who's going to be playing in these SODAC 16 games, which will be next Thursday. The Knights are the 2 seed right now, only behind Sioux Falls, Washington, who's 25-1. O'Gorman's 19-4 on the year, and then you have Roosevelt right behind them. And Brandon Valley, the Lady Lynx, are 4th right now at 21-9. So as of right now, if the SODAC 16 started, we'd be hosting Brookings, who are 8-19. And we'll kind of let you know once this all gets figured out. I think we'll probably have around a 6 o'clock start time next Thursday at O'Gorman. And if the Lady Knights win that, they'll be in state. State volleyball will be at the brand new Summit up in Rapid City, their new beautiful building up there. And that'll be November 18th through the 20th. So it'll be a week from next or 2 weeks from this coming Thursday. So that'll be fun to see how the O'Gorman Lady Knights do. I've seen them a few times this season. We video stream their home games when we can, and one of the fun games was the Washington game. Dan and I both were at that when I was video streaming it. That was a 5-set game at O'Gorman. Unfortunately, the Lady Knights didn't win that one. They lost 3-2, but that was a fun one. Some girls to point out in the team, obviously Bergen Riley, who will be going to the great University of Nebraska. At least their volleyball team is playing well this year.
At least they've got that going.
They got that going for them, not hardly any other sports. Also, Isabel Steffel is a really good player. They got at libero, Gabby Jones is a terrific player. They also have the T-Hart girls are good. And Brogan Beck, I was trying to get to her. She's the last girl on the list, number 24. She just committed this past week to South Dakota State for volleyball. Brogan is a 6'4" middle hitter junior. So congratulations to her going up to SDSU, but she still has 1 year left for O'Gorman. The Knights this year are coached by Cale Hecht. He replaces the previous coach, Emily, who was there last year for the state title. So that's the O'Gorman Volleyball. We'll be video streaming their SODAC 16 game next Thursday night at O'Gorman, and we'll probably be playing Brookings, but we will definitely see that. Isaac, do you want to grab me under the tape there what's going on in O'Gorman this week? So we have debate tomorrow at Aberdeen Central. On Monday, November 8th, we have junior high band at the Lorraine Theater. On Tuesday, November 9th, debate and oral and terp are in action. And then the SODAC 16 volleyball next Thursday, November 11th. Next Friday, November 12th, debate and oral and terp at Sioux Falls, Washington. And the band will be at the Augustana Band Festival next Friday, November 12th. And that is our Inside O'Gorman segment. And the Inside O'Gorman segment, I'll forward my papers here, is sponsored by the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools. Our 6 elementary schools, junior high and high school, exemplify gospel values, strong student achievement, and community service. Our schools strive to have excellence where it counts in faith, academics, in our community, and in the opportunities offered to our students. Visit ognights.org to schedule a tour. We'll come back with a quick scoreboard update. Isaac will let you know how that Harrisburg-Lincoln game is going, which should be getting close to the end right now, and that is up after the break.
Hi, this is Father Jordan Sampson, pastor of Christ the King Parish.
And this is Julie Kolbeck, principal of Christ the King Elementary School. We would like to express our gratitude to our parishioners and staff, parents and students, as well as so many others who have generously supported our mission.
As the days grow colder, may the fire of God's love warm our hearts and inspire us to greater faith, hope, and love.
Upon graduation from O'Gorman High School, you will receive far more than a diploma. You get the values of a Catholic education, the support and reach of thousands of alum from across the country, the knowledge that you can become who you were meant to be, and our community will be right there by your side. You belong in blue. O'Gorman High School.
Welcome back to the Knights halftime show. We're up by Isaac Struck with Real Presence Radio. Isaac, do we have an update on that Harrisburg-Lincoln game?
Yeah, it's loading, but I'm almost it has gone final. So Harrisburg will move on to the South Dakota State AAA Championship game in a 17-10 victory over the Sioux Falls Lincoln Patriots. So Lincoln added a field goal late, tried to get the points, and then the onside kick could not recover it. And that was the ball game. Now T Area leads Yankton 28-7 right now at the half. And Aberdeen Central on top of Pierre at the end of the first half, 21-14 in Double-A action. Then in Single-A action, Millbank over Vermilion 14-0 heading into the third quarter. And Madison and Del Rapids are tied at 7 heading into the fourth. Elk Point Jefferson got walloped by Winner 52-14, and Bridgewater Emory Ethan on top of Beersford right now 20-14 in 11B.
All right, thanks so much, Isaac. So the Harrisburg Tigers for the second straight year will be playing in the state title game they lost last year to these Brandon Valley Lynx. So Coach Brandon White, we'll see if he can get his first title for those Harrisburg boys tonight. So tonight's halftime show has been brought to you by the BB Agency, supporting Knights of Columbus Insurance for South Dakota, Southwest Minnesota, and Northeastern Iowa. For life insurance, long-term care insurance, and retirement products, call the BB Agency at 605-882-8689 to connect with a field agent near you. Knights of Columbus Insurance, strong, dependable, faith-based insurance, protecting your family's financial future. So, Isaac, I got to put you on a spot with your college football game tomorrow. It's the NDSU-SDSU game. Is that correct?
It is. So
where is that one at?
It's in Brookings right now. The Moose is loose at South Dakota State University. Not sure if you saw that, but a moose got onto the football field at SDSU today, was running through Brookings, ran onto the football field today. All over national Twitter right now. But, yeah, huge game tomorrow. I would consider it a must-win. Yeah, 2 o'clock must-win. I would consider it for SDSU for playoff seeding positions. I think SDSU, if they drop this game and win out, obviously still going to make the playoffs. But this is a huge game, maybe to give themselves hope if they would win out to possibly be one of the top 8 national seeds still. They're ranked 10th in the country right now. It's a huge game. It's a huge game.
Do you have any prediction in the game or any if not a final score?
I think SDSU is going to come out a little bit more aggressive offensively. I think they've been playing a little timid lately offensively, not trying to risk anything with a big play, trying to slowly, methodically beat teams. I think tomorrow you might see them take some deep shots down the field, try to open things up, go with a little bit of tempo or something, really try to get their offense back on pace, because an offense that was so dynamic at the beginning of the season faced a couple of injuries and now has a chance to start to get back to full strength. Some huge news, Isaiah Davis, the running back that had the broken collarbone and has been out all season since the Colorado State game, is back and practicing. He was practicing this last Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and today, so possibly see last year's national championship game hero Isaiah Davis back in the backfield for the O'Gorman Knights.
we wish, right?
Yeah, the SDSU Jackrabbits, and then Don Gardner, their corner, is starting to get back to full strength. So SDSU getting healthy at the right time of the year.
Is that one going to be on TV? I'm guessing.
I believe it'll be on. I don't think it's going to be on Midco. I think it's going to be on ESPN Plus. I don't think Midco got coverage of the game. They might have, but I think it's just a straight up ESPN Plus coverage of the game for sure.
Well, this is the first, folks. I just gave Isaac 2 minutes to talk about South Dakota State, but we got to give a shout out. Kenyon Bowers on the team and Brady Beck, so some O'Gorman ties. That's kind of the reason I let him go on. Next following Saturday, though, they go up to USD to play the Coyotes, and that same night will be the state championship game. So the field will be USD, SDSU in the afternoon, and then it'll be the high school state championship game that night at 7:30. The winner of this game, Isaac, taking on the Harrisburg Tigers. Second half about to kick off.
Well, Gorman will be kicking off from our right to left.
And again, folks, we apologize. We can't shoot. We're shooting through a window that's a little bit dirty, so we can. We'll do our best from the video screen.
We'll make do the best we can. Sharing the press box with the Brandon Valley live stream, as well as that pooch kick will be caught 35-yard line by number 84, I believe, was the man that came down with that one. That was Christian Jefferson.
And he caught the one in the first half, too.
So Gorman needs to stop right away defensively to give them some life back into this ball game. We'll see as it is Slack that comes out offensively here for the Lynx. I think what we're going to see is anytime they get inside that 20-yard line, they're going to come out
to that
wildcat set. So Gorman needs to make sure that they can get a stop early on in drives and stray away from that set. Straight give to Jordan Johnson, who will manage to get back to the line of scrimmage and actually gain about a yard.
Johnson, number 28 on the carry.
Bounced off a couple men in the backfield. Nice hard run by Johnson to get back to the line of scrimmage and then gain a yard on the carry.
I think Skolton had some pretty good penetration, but didn't bring him down, but got into the backfield that time.
Second down and 9 for Brandon Valley. They'll take their time as always. They'll try to run this game down and keep the possessions at a minimum for O'Gorman, which is a great strategy.
It's worked so far.
Slack sends Carroll in motion from right. Now inside comes a tight end off the right tackle. Fake of the give, throw on the perimeter is caught, and then upended is Skolton. A big hit by Andrew Nelson. Skolton took a low blow to the knees.
Those are ones that kind of hurt as a receiver because right when you're turning, you're getting hit, so you don't really see the defender before it happens. So you don't have a chance to brace yourself.
Exactly. You catch the football, and as you're turning around, the defender's down at your knees. You're not seeing him, so you just get an unexpected blow to the legs. And that's actually something that Coach Poppinga teaches is those low cut tackles. You're trying to aim knee below and try to take it out from underneath them and not allow them to move their feet. A huge 3rd down and 4 early on in the second half. Brandon Valley's got movement up front. This might set them back 5 yards. It is a false start.
I think it was on the left side somewhere over there.
So somebody moved over there on the Brandon Valley left side. It'll set them back 5 yards, so that is a huge penalty for Brandon. And now it's instead of 3rd and 4, 3rd and 9.
Yeah, you go from 3rd and very manageable to 3rd and tough. for this offense, because they're more catered toward those 3rd and short plays.
Now if you're O'Gorman, you need to get off the field here on this play. You can't give up a big play here on a 3rd down and long.
You need a tackle on those passes before the line to gain too.
Snap, fake of the give, over the middle. It's Skolton, tipped and incomplete. Carroll was at the sticks. If he would have caught it, it would have been either just enough or just about a yard shy. However, it was incomplete off the hands of Carroll, and the Knights get the stop they needed, and Brandon will have to punt. O'Gorman looking to get the football back and put some points on the board in the end zone for the first time tonight offensively.
Kind of a wide set here.
Watch for a
punt.
Yeah. High end over end kick. Get out of the way, Carter. That and touched at the down at the 42-yard lines. Yelling at Carter there to get out of the way. Peter.
I think he heard you because he shot out of there like a bat that time. What are you expecting on this first drive, Isaac, from this O'Gorman offense? You've had now halftime to discuss some things with Coach.
I think that they're going to come out and try to set the tempo with the run, as they do now. Maverick Jones carries around the outside. He's got about a yard is all. Watch for the play action pass this drive. I think they're going to, if they can move the ball for a first down here across the 50, I think you can take a shot on a 2nd down and manageable on a play action pass. And I'd like to just let the fans know who are watching at home, we are streaming through a window at Brandon Valley. We're up in the way top Crow's Nest. Midco Sports kicked us out of our original spot that we've been in the past few years. So if you're complaining about a glare in the screen, there's nothing else you can do about it, as we're shooting directly through a window. Throw over the middle, caught by Hagee. That'll be a first down. It's unfortunate. The window's dirty. It is what it is. We'll battle through it.
And that's one of the things that this happened, this little pass here, this pop right over the middle, Isaac. I'm wondering if that's something. They've seen a lot of those long sideline passes in the first half. I wonder, that seems like a more direct, easier pass for a quarterback, just that stop route.
Yeah, being able to come back to something there. Opening up that option in the first half. Dannenbring will send Satter in motion, take the snap. He'll give it to Jones. Jones is going to only get about a yard. He'll be stuffed. So Brandon doing a good job up front so far on this drive.
That's that big nose tackle, number 70, got him first that time. You're not going to move him very very far, that's for sure.
Isaac Johnson, the 6'1", 295-pound junior, so just shy of 300 pounds at 6'1". That's me and a whole nother me.
That would have been me and a whole nother me in high school. Not now, though. When is it back to about 145 pounds in high school?
Dannenbring will come out of the gun, 2nd down and 10. Snap, fake of the give. This time a quick out route to Satter, who's going to catch a block from Hagee. That should have been a block in the back. Hagee really got away with one there. 3rd down and 8. Just a straight two-handed shove in the back. That should have been a block in the back all day long.
Number 20, it's not on there. Number 22, I was looking, had a nice play that time on the tackle.
Kyler Brees, the senior safety, 6 foot, 170-pound safety for the Lynx.
Feels like they had that play scouted better than most teams. That little dump to Satter.
3rd down and 8. O'Gorman in a big formation here, looking for Struck possibly on the outside. Dannenbring pressure. He's going to roll out. He's got Hagee over on the sideline. Gets rid of it. Caught by Hagee on the sideline for a first down. What a remarkable grab by Peyton Hagee. He had him all day over there, finally found him at the last second, extends the play on his feet, and the Knights move the chains on a crucial 3rd down and 8 conversion.
The old saying was better late than never.
In the dome, that's a challengeable play. They have reviews in South Dakota Championship games now.
Okay.
Dannenbrink drops back to pass over the middle, caught by Struck, breaks away from one tackle. He'll be tackled inside the 20-yard line, and a big first down for O'Gorman again. As Manny Struck hauls in the reception this time. 1st and 10, ball at the 17-yard line. This is where O'Gorman needs a touchdown as the clock continues to run to 6:50 left here in the 3rd quarter. Obviously not a lot of time left in the ball game, but by the way Brandon Valley runs their offense, a big time-consuming offense, as Maverick Jones will get the carry up the middle. He's going to get about 2 yards before he's knocked down shy of the 15-yard line.
If you look at O'Gorman, this is a familiar place. They've been in twice now and had to settle for field goals both times.
Yep.
You know, and that's against Brandon Valley. If that's where they can get you to, that bend don't break type of defense.
Exactly, the New England Patriot style of defense. You allow every single yardage all the way up till the 20 and inside the 20s. It's a bend but don't break. You'll give them all that yardage, and if they're coming up with field goals, that's still a win.
Except when you're playing the Cowboys.
Yeah. Look at a possible out to the sideline here as it's struck over the middle, caught it at the 5. He's going to just keep churning his way inside the 5. Finally brought down at the 4, and it's 1st and goal O'Gorman.
You're seeing a lot more of those inside throws this drive, those more the middle of the field, and that's a good strike that time.
Yep. I think they just brought in Alpers to play that single receiver side. You might see a fade shot over to the right side with Alpers at the tight end spot. Watch an out route over by Alpers, possibly here in goal line situation. Snap, give, Jones, carry off, tackle into the end zone. Touchdown O'Gorman. 14-12, and we'll await the decision from Coach Poppinga as everyone on the sideline signaling for the 2-point conversion. Maverick Jones 4-yard touchdown run, and now a big 2-point conversion play here to either tie or trail by 2.
Yeah, this is a play you might look back at, 10 minutes from now as very crucial one way or the other.
I've not experienced 2-point conversions well as a fan this year in any of my Florida Gator football games. Quick snap, give, Jones, tackle up the middle, into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Maverick Jones twice, and the crowd is alive over on the away side as the O'Gorman Knights have tied it at 14 with 5:18 to go here in the 3rd. A beautiful opening defensive drive and a better offensive possession as they continuously move the chains and have tied the football game at 14. We will take a commercial break here with 5:18 left in the 3rd quarter. The Knights have tied it thanks to Maverick Jones on the 4-yard touchdown run and 2-point conversion. Stay tuned for more on Real Presence Radio Network.
Real Presence Radio is available on Alexa-enabled devices, including Amazon Echo, phones, tablets, and smart displays. To enable the skill, just say, Alexa, enable Real Presence Radio. To listen, say something like, Alexa, open Real Presence Radio. It will then ask what station you want to play, to which you can respond, play Sioux Falls, or play AM 970, or play WWEN. From there, you can use commands like play, pause, and stop. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere on Alexa-enabled devices.
Hello, this is Mark Konzemius, president of the Catholic Community Foundation for Eastern South Dakota. Preparing for the end of life can be overwhelming, even scary. Yet as disciples of Christ, we live in great hope and the reality of God's promise that death is not the end, but a new beginning. The End of Life Planning Workbook for Catholics is now available. I encourage you to reach out to one of our Catholic Community Foundation offices or ccfesd.org. May God bless each of us on our journey to heaven.
Welcome back to Real Presence Radio Network here at Brandon Valley High School. The O'Gorman Knights have tied the football game at 14-all.
And that scoring drive is brought to you by our friends at Closets and More. I did have the read a second ago.
Locally owned custom design closets company providing storage solutions and custom design closets. Contact them at 605-334-5135 or online at closetsandmoresd.com.
Wow, look at that.
Straight from the memory bank there as Jordan Johnson gets the carry off the left side, met by Anders Matichek, gains 3 yards and was kind of slammed to the turf there. Another hard run by Jordan Johnson. Hasn't necessarily stacked up a lot of yards, but has definitely been running very, very aggressively for Brandon Valley. Hasn't had a whole lot of gaps to run through, but has continuously found his way plunging forward for the extra yard or two at the end of the run.
Yeah, I'm kind of still waiting, but it's just not in their DNA really for Brandon to take that shot. You know, it's a lot of slants over the middle and intermediate passes, and maybe, you know, not just maybe even you get a pass interference penalty. That's huge, you know, if you take a shot. So we'll see.
Slack will send a receiver in motion. They'll pitch it. It's going to be up the middle, gain of maybe 2. So a designed pitch to the receiver. That was number 10, Dylan Langrock, the junior. Shout out to one of my football players, Brody Aday, commenting on the YouTube stream. You better give me a shout out. You know what, Brody, you got it, man.
And I think it gets this O'Gorman defense going east and west is not your best bet. Just north and south. I mean, that's
Scooby-Doo down on the sideline here.
We're shaking.
Third down and 5. Huge play for both teams here. With 3:56 left in the third quarter, Slack drops back to pass. He's got a deep bomb that he's going to well overthrow, incomplete. Man, they had the receiver open. That was Dylan Langrock wide open. And he overthrew him by at least 10 yards.
Right. And there it was. I mean, he had the out route over to Carroll on the backside, but good decision. But, yeah, he didn't even give the receiver a chance. He overthrew it so much.
Yeah, he had Carroll on the first down yardage on the right side, took the shot that was there, just overthrew it. Let this one roll, then finally picked up. It's going to be Konechny getting himself back to about the 24-yard line. Did a good job, however, of picking that up instead of allowing that thing to roll inside the 15-10-yard line.
Yeah, the Knights got lucky. That means it looked like there's a little bit of a confusion between Maverick and Preston, and who was going to catch that one.
My grandpa just texted me to throw some holy water on that dirty window here. That should do it. I mean, that'll work a miracle itself. It's weird because the dirt is on the inside of the screen here.
Yellow demonstration,
on the outside, so yeah,
like your John Madden or Chris Collins.
Inside and outside here.
See Isaac's hand on the video stream.
Dannenbring takes the snap. He'll give this time Jones off tackle run, gain of 7. They're going to give him 6, and that'll be first down. Yeah, I should get out my Expo marker and start drawing X's and O's for everyone at home here.
You're getting that inner Tony Romo in you, right?
Yep. Second down and 4 for O'Gorman.
3:14 left in the third quarter. O'Gorman had their first drive of the quarter, a long scoring drive. Now they got the ball back. We'll see if the Brandon defense might be a tad tired at this point.
So Struck the lone receiver on the left side. I mean, I like that 5-yard out on that left side right now. The weak side is open. The straight give to Maverick Jones, who plows his way forward for 3. He'll be a yard shy of the first down, and it's going to be 3rd down and 1. So a really big down here for O'Gorman, needing 1 yard to extend the drive.
Well, I was just watching Thompson, your cornerback, number 14 right here. He's bailing out this way as the ball snaps. So like you said, if whoever receiver is a 5-yard out, probably would be open.
Even just a hitch route as they're just kind of bailing on the play. Quick to the formation here. Dannenbring out of the gun. Snap, give, Jones, carry.
He lost it.
Oh, it's going to come down to the spot.
So he's going to be short by about a yard, I think, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Short by a yard. So now O'Gorman's going to weigh their options here with 2:08 left. It looks like they're going to send out the punting unit.
Even though if you're a gambler, you want to go. If you don't go and you look at the ball game, that's really bad. So you're going to probably just play the field position here and maybe do a hard count.
It would have just been nice, 10 seconds here on the play clock. Would have just been nice to get a first down there, and even if you have to punt afterwards, this is like 10 to 15 yards that you have to make up is huge. Struck takes a high snap. He'll punt this one. A nice kick down inside. Takes an O'Gorman bounce at the 30 and rolls to the 25. So how about that for a shift of field position? booted it from his own 20 down to the other 25. The best punt of the night so far from O'Gorman. And it'll be first down and 10 for Brandon Valley. They'll have it at their own 24-yard line. Nice one-handed Odell Beckham Jr. style catch by the referee there at the 24-yard line. Meanwhile, Odell Beckham Jr.
Is he still looking for a team? Or
the released Browns player. Denver Catholic Schools is cheering for the O'Gorman Knights right now from Colorado. OG proud, hashtag class of 80.
I have an idea who that would be. Oh, no.
Big carry there from Jordan Johnson on first down. Who might that be, Brett?
I think that's Carol Nesbitt.
Yeah, I think that is.
Big first down for Brandon, just getting the better field position now. Yep. You go from your 25 all the way now to the 43, 18-yard gain.
1:08 left here in the third quarter. 14 all between the O'Gorman Knights and Brandon Valley Lynx.
That's Brandon. I first down pass it here.
Yeah.
Just me. We'll see what
throw it out on the perimeter is what I would do. Drop back out, throw to the perimeter, caught. It's Langrock. He'll be short of the first down. But it did exactly what it's open. Both teams are able to take advantage of these out routes to the perimeter because there's a little bit of soft coverage right now from both units.
14-14 as the clock ticks down. This is a fast game because of all the running. 32 seconds left in the third quarter.
Yeah, we're at 8:40 right now local time, and this game started at about 7:05.
Dan Johnson's bedtime in about 10 minutes.
He's getting the update on his phone for a bedtime reminder right about now. Peyton Carroll in motion from right to left. Straight drop back pass. They're going to try to take a shot. They've got Carroll on the wheel route. That one well over the head of the receiver and out of bounds. I like the play call from Brandon Valley there, taking the deep shot on 2nd and 1, knowing you only got a yard to go across the 50-yard line. You might as well. However, Slack has just been overthrowing his targets right now. That one not even close again.
I say they're not even close either. As a quarterback there, you're just trying to put enough air under the ball for the receiver.
Yeah, just let them run under and get it. I mean, obviously you're taught that you're going to want to either leave it you want it too long or out of bounds to the left or the right near the sideline, but you got to give it a little bit of a chance. I mean, throwing a bullet over the intended receiver is not going to allow anything other than putting it right on the money. Give Johnson up the middle. Second effort is going to get him the first down.
There was someone from behind him that gave him a little, who was that? 82 gave him a nice little shove at the end to get him across that line.
Micah Nelson, the sophomore, getting that tight
end. It's kind of like in those old quarterback sneaks where you have someone kind of shove the quarterback behind.
So that'll do it for our third quarter here from Brandon Valley High School. 14 all as we get ready for an action-packed fourth quarter of 11 AAA semifinal football with a ticket to the state championship game on the line. All of that next here on Real Presence Radio Network.
Crossroads Book and Music is a local source for Catholic gifts and supplies. From rosaries and medals to books and Bibles, Crossroads is here with materials to help individuals in their walk with Christ. Crossroads also has gifts for weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, and special occasions. Crossroads is located at 41st and Grange, next to Camille's, and are online at crossroadsbook.com. Crossroads, books, gifts, music.
J&J Caseworks and Closets and More is a proud sponsor of the O'Gorman Knights. Following the same rich, winning tradition, family, and Christian values, J&J Caseworks strives to create a work environment to call home. Family-owned and operated, J&J Caseworks has several full-time positions available. Our team members pursue career goals, learn new skills, and get the recognition they deserve. To set up an appointment, J&J Caseworks can be reached at 605-332-0805 or email jobs@jmjcaseworks.com. Go Knights!
Welcome back to Brandon Valley High School here in 11 AAA semifinal football. The winner of this ball game will move on to the Dakota Dome to play the Harrisburg Tigers, winners of the first semifinal game tonight. That was a 17-10 victory over the Lincoln Patriots over in Harrisburg.
And that was an unexpected low-scoring game. This one's kind of more, to me, expected with this kind of that, first team to maybe 21 would win this one. I think I had 20-13, and what was your score, Isaac?
I said 28-24, but we might see it. I mean, it'd have to be an explosion of points here, but
Well, if you remember last week against Roosevelt, I think we scored 14, they scored 21. But I don't think that will be tonight, but you never know.
I don't think that's in the cards for this one, but we'll see.
So if you're O'Gorman's defense, boy, it'd be nice if we can get a 3-and-out here. It's first down after they barely got it, get the ball back, and have a nice long scoring drive.
Brandon will come out, 2 receivers to the right, Slack, straight throw over on the sideline, caught by Skolton, knocked out of bounds by Struck, but that'll result in a first down. So Skolton moves the chains on first down on a nice catch and reception by the senior.
I think that was his best throw of the game by far. Yep. That was a long sideline throw, and he hit him right on that number 3, right in the numbers.
And if that's 2 feet to the left, that could be picked to the house, as Nelson was in that area, so he left it right where it needed to be for a big first down.
Isaac Struck-like throw that time.
So Brandon will come out, 2 receivers to the left. They'll motion Carroll in to the line of scrimmage now. Straight rollout keep by Slack, muscling his way forward for not 1 but 2 yards.
A couple of people rolling on the pile at the end.
Right at the end there, a couple people rolling off the pile, including, I think that was Carter Peterson and Logan Height right at the end of the play there.
Boy, if you're the Knights, too, on some of these running plays, if you get to punch it out or a strip or go for the ball a little bit, because I think this game could really be swung on a turnover by one of the defenses. Can one of these defenses get a takeaway to set up their offense?
That's what gave the Knights some life in that first half, was that big interception on the sideline, just being able to stop that momentum from Brandon. Be huge right now to get a turnover if you're O'Gorman. Snap, give, Johnson, carry on the outside, bounces away from a tackle. Now he's running down the sideline before he's knocked out of bounds. That was a great second effort by Jordan Johnson. Haven't seen him break away other than that run down the sideline earlier. That time gets away from the original tackle and picks up a big first down. Man, if you're able to tackle him outside there and knock him down, that would have been like at the line of scrimmage, maybe even a loss of 1. Right. Instead, it turns into a gain of 15.
Third and 6 or 7.
I think we've reached 4 down territory for both teams here at any point of this ball game already.
And we'll see if they bring in that Wildcat bunch, too, when we get in that area.
Yep, they'll come out in I formation this time. Slack, give, Johnson, room to run down the side of the field. Nelson punched at it, couldn't knock it out, and inside the 10-yard line. First and goal for Brandon Valley with 10:51 left to go here in the fourth quarter.
And Isaac didn't get touched till he's about 10, 12 yards. He had kind of the hand on the back of his lead blocker, and there was no penetration by O'Gorman that time.
10:38 left, 14 all here at Brandon Valley in 11 AAA semifinal action. Brandon threatening to score. Will come out 2 receivers to the right in a split backfield next to Slack. They'll send motion with Carroll. They'll give to Johnson, keep it on the right side. Breaks away from 1 tackle. Struck had an effort at him, couldn't get him. Now he'll bulldoze his way forward before he's finally met by David Alpers. And Alpers sends him back.
Boy, that's a tough nose run that time by Jordan Johnson. Got it to the 2-yard line. As the clock keeps ticking away, that's the thing that hurts you most if you're O'Gorman, is that clock just whittling it down.
So 9:47 and counting here. Brandon second down and goal from the 2. I formation, they'll send Carroll to the left side in a motion. He'll join the tight end set on the left. Straight give to Johnson off the right side. He'll bulldoze his way into the end zone, and Brandon Valley is back on the scoreboard. 20-14 they lead, pending an extra point attempt here. A big response drive for Brandon Valley.
Yeah, that right side of the line did a really good job that time. Navarro Shunke, right tackle, and Sam Waidula, the right guard, really opened that up.
So the extra point getting ready to be kicked here.
These are big, too, these extra points. Ooh, bad
low snap, quick hold, kick is up, and it's good. 21-14, Brandon leads with 9:30 left here in the fourth quarter. Stay tuned for more O'Gorman Knights football on Real Presence Radio Network.
Upon graduation from O'Gorman High School, you will receive far more than a diploma. You get the values of a Catholic education, the support and reach of thousands of alum from across the country, the knowledge that you can become who you were meant to be, and our community will be right there by your side. You belong in blue. O'Gorman High School. Your family is depending on you to provide financial security for them. The Knights of Columbus can help you with insurance solutions such as disability income, long-term care, both term and whole life, annuities, retirement, and estate planning services. Join the Knights of Columbus today at kfc.org/join us for access to all these insurance services. Call the BB Agency at 605-882-8689. That's 605-882-8689.
Welcome back to Brandon Valley High School. Low kick going to be fielded by Satter. He'll run around the left side, get a block, make a stiff arm, and gets near the 30-yard line before he's eventually brought down there. So O'Gorman will come out offensively. This is a drive that needs to result in points here in the end zone. They trail 21-14 with 9:22 left here in the fourth quarter. Dannenbring will come out of the gun. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. He'll send Satter in motion. He'll drop back to pass. He's going to throw coming back to the opposite side. It's Hagee over there. There's a lot of movement, a lot of bodies hitting the floor. That was a design wheel route off the backside to Hagee, but there was nothing doing there.
And he rolled a lineman in front of him, too, to just be the extra protection.
That's one of those where you see that and you got to throw that out of bounds that way. You got to throw that thing way to the left. You can't leave it any bit short there.
There was two links over there. I think the ball was floating.
An interception there might end the ball game. I mean, you've got to be careful here. Obviously, you're trying to take a big shot when you can, but you got to notice when it might not be there. Snap, fake of the give, quick screen out to Satter. He's got good blocking from Konechny. Stiff arm down the sideline before he's roped out of bounds, but not after a first down. And Satter picks up 13 on the reception, and that'll be an O'Gorman Knights first down. 9:06 left in the fourth quarter. They trail by 7, 21-14. Brandon Valley, the number 2 seed in 11 AAA. O'Gorman, the number 6. Brandon Valley coming off of a relatively easy second half win over Jefferson last week. O'Gorman, an impressive upset over Sioux Falls Roosevelt last week. Both teams are hot right now heading into this game, and it's been a shootout. Dannenbring drops back to pass, lets it go. Ball came out at the tail end of the play. They're going to say that, are they saying that that's a fumble? That's got to be an incomplete pass. Oh my goodness.
Let's see if they show the replay. They don't. Being a former quarterback, Isaac probably knows. Here it is, Isaac, over here.
Man, that arm's coming forward. Obviously, you'd love to see a close-up NFL-style replay there, but a fumble, I mean, there's the turnover we were talking about.
Right. And that's really the first time tonight they've really, maybe a couple other times, they haven't really got to Dannenbring too much, but it was the backside where he didn't even see it.
Now it's huge for O'Gorman to get a stop defensively. You can't allow any sort of points on this drive, and they're going to be tested here. Slack's going to keep. Excuse me, that's Thompson down the left sideline and out of bounds. He had room to run, and expect Brandon to just come out and pound the football in this big set. Take some time off the clock.
So in that big set, they bring in that number 70, their nose tackle, and he's in, Isaac Johnson. He's in that heavy set, too. And like you said, Isaac, I think if that happens, whatever you're heavy on, defensively, you got to slide over to match that. Take a deep breath.
A bunch over 3 guys to the right side, and it will be Noah Thompson in that quarterback. He'll just roll out, design keep like you expect. He'll pick up a first down right at the sticks. That'll move the chains.
first down. Ball spotted at the Knights 30-yard line.
This is where you could really use, he's not here, you graduate last year, like a Matthew Peters, a big plugger, you know, like someone like that, a couple of guys like that.
Yeah,
so Gorman's a little bit more undersized in your defensive line this year.
This is a big...
And you look at the time now, Isaac, just whittling it down.
This is a big possession here. 1st and 10, ball at the 30-yard line. Brandon will come out in that heavy set. They'll motion him over. Now you're going to have O'Gorman scrambling. Look out for a backdoor keep. It's going to be, oh, man, and he slipped and fell. Goodness gracious, that looked like that could have been incredibly dangerous. As Noah Thompson took off and then got eaten up by the turf monster at the 32-yard line.
Carter Pearson limps off. I don't know if that's a cramp, maybe. Now
so Thompson will limp off the field a little bit too with that big heavy set. They'll jog slack back out onto the field.
I don't know what the range is of their kicker, but if you're Brandon, your goal is 7 here, not 3.
Yeah. So slack out of the I formation. Straight give. Gain of 1, maybe 2, back to the original line of scrimmage, and it'll be 3rd down and 10. They're going to give him the 30-yard line. Yep, 3rd down and 10 here. So this is huge. If O'Gorman can get a stop here, no gain here, then you got a big 4th down. You're making, I mean, Brandon's going to go for it regardless here.
You're looking at a 47-yard field goal right now. Unless you have
4 down
Connor Pavelko on your team, you're not kicking it. I know Connor was at least watching earlier in the game, so if you still are, shout out to you, Mr. Pavelko.
6:50 and counting on the clock, just continually whittling down here. O'Gorman trying to scramble to get set defensively. 5 on the play clock, snap to slack. He'll drop back to pass, straight drop, thrown over on the sideline, caught, 1st down. That is a huge 1st down by Langrock.
It was almost like that throw was to the inside, so it gave him momentum to keep going forward. There was not a really, if you're a defensive back, I mean, I don't think it's the best throw you could have, but they were so far off.
Yeah, they're playing soft coverage out there. You got to realize where the sticks are.
I think Slack, instead of throwing it to the outside shoulder, he threw it to the inside shoulder.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, too, on these 3rd downs is now you're going to be looking at, if you don't call a timeout, probably another minimum 2 minutes off the clock here if they run it, which you expect them to do.
Slack will send a man in motion from right to left. Straight give to Johnson, who met by a couple of nights, but not after a nice game. Not until after.
This kind of reminds me of my Cowboys back in 2016, Zeke's rookie year, when they won all those games where you just kind of wear the team out. And by the 4th quarter, those 4 or 5-yard runs become 8, 10, 12, and you have a big physical running back, and you're pounding that defense.
Yeah. I think this is still 4-down territory, so if O'Gorman can get a stop.
You kind of really need like a negative play if you're the defense, and either this down or 3rd down.
Straight give to Johnson, and he'll bulldoze his way forward before he's finally met by a few Knights, and it'll be 3rd down and 4-ish.
And Matacek was the guy, and Matacek's a big, solid kid, and he's kind of getting pushed backwards by the running back there. I mean, he's standing him up, but then the running back's falling forward for still another yard or 2.
Under 5 minutes remaining here as it's ticking down to 4:50 on the clock, 20 on the play clock.
If I was the play caller, I would roll Slack out to the right and have a couple option routes, and then maybe a back guy coming across.
Yeah.
But they're going to call a timeout here.
Yeah, bring a drag across the formation. They'll wait till this thing gets down inside of 4:30, I think is where they'll call this timeout at. So the timeout will be called with 4:30 left here in the 4th quarter.
So, folks, we'll take a quick 30-second break and be right back with you. O'Gorman, Brandon Valley football here at Brandon Valley High School.
Real Presence Radio is available on Alexa-enabled devices, including Amazon Echo, phones, tablets, and smart displays. To enable the skill, just say, Alexa, enable Real Presence Radio. To listen, say something like, Alexa, open Real Presence Radio. It will then ask what station you want to play, to which you can respond, play Sioux Falls, or play AM 970, or play WWEN. From there, you can use commands like play, pause, and stop. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere on Alexa-enabled devices.
Welcome back to Brandon Valley High School here as Brandon Valley will be faced with a 3rd down and 4.
And how much time is left? Someone just asked
Yeah,
that.
4:30 on the clock here in the 4th quarter. The timeout by Brandon. Gorman has all 3 timeouts remaining. They're trailing 21-14. The ball is placed at the 12-yard line. They need the 8 for a first down.
I wonder what Coach Zur draws up here on 3rd down. It's Noah Thompson, Isaac.
So Thompson is in. It's that full house set. He'll roll out to the right. He's got a lot of room to run, and he's going to keep it, stumble it, and he's into the end zone.
No,
they're going to call him down at the 1. Gosh, it looks like there's a hold out on the perimeter out there.
It looks like O'Gorman's defense is not like they're talking to each other as a place. It's not like they don't quite know where they're supposed to go.
Yeah.
It looked like Jacobson and Cheddar are both talking to each other at that time. This is almost your worst case scenario for O'Gorman. It almost would have been better if he just would have scored, because now you're going to lose 40 more seconds and probably, unless something really weird happens.
Yeah, you need like a fumble here, if anything.
Is there a timeout, maybe?
Yep, timeout, Brandon. So with 3:38 left in the 4th quarter, Brandon will take a timeout. They'll have it 1st down and goal at the 1-yard line.
All right, we'll take another quick 30-second break here, folks.
Hi, this is Mark Holcraft.
And this is Dr. Joseph Holcraft. You know, Mark, Jesus asks 307 questions in sacred scripture. He is asked 183, of which he only answers 3. What's the business with all of this questioning going on in the Bible?
Well, Joe, there's a lot there, and we'll be ready to take that on. Tune in to hear about these questions and more on Awaken every 2nd and 4th Wednesday at 7 a.m. Central here on Real Presence Radio Network.
Welcome back to Real Presence Radio Network here. Brandon Valley threatening to score. They lead 21-14. There's 3:38 left here in the 4th quarter. And they have the ball on the 1-yard line, 1st and goal, thanks to that Noah Thompson keep along the right side. They've had that heavy package in a few times tonight. They've got 3 touchdowns on the board already. Thompson has 2 of them on the ground, including that 2-play drive to open up the ball game, and then that long 11-play drive that ended up in a scoring on a Thompson keep along the left side for 9 yards.
Right before the end of the first half.
Yep. So here we are, 1st down and goal.
Expect Mr. Thompson or Jordan Johnson to be the carrier.
Expect it might come off the backside. They might try to sneak away from where they're looks like they're flowing, and they do. And Thompson will keep and carry into the end zone. And a touchdown for Brandon Valley.
I like that play because all your congestion's in the middle there. So just you have a great athlete, just run him on the edge.
It's been a long time coming for them to finally run that counter, and what a great time to call it. 1st and goal, you run the counter to the weak side.
I think Coach Zur, the offensive coordinator, who's done a tremendous job keeping O'Gorman off balance tonight with different formations, different quarterbacks.
Absolutely.
Kind of hitting all the right buttons.
Extra point is up. That one travels through the uprights and is good. So 3:34 left here in the 4th quarter. The Knights need a lot to happen with a little amount of time. They'll need a touchdown and the ball back. They do have all 3 timeouts remaining, but we'll see what the Knights can do after the break here on Real Presence Radio Network.
Real Presence Radio is available on Google Assistant devices, including Google Home, phones, tablets, and smart displays. To start this action, say something like, "Okay, Google, talk to Real Presence Radio." It will then ask what station you want to play, to which you can respond, "Play Sioux Falls," or "Play AM 970," or "Play WWEN." From there, you can use words like play, pause, and stop. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere on Google Assistant devices.
Welcome back to Real Presence Radio Network here, covering O'Gorman Knights football on the road in the state semifinal game in AAA as they trail the Brandon Valley Lynx 28-14 thanks to that 1-yard touchdown run on the counter play from Noah Thompson. Kickoff will be sent deep. It will be returned by O'Gorman. It's going to be along the left sideline. Not a lot of running room over there. Henry Theobald was the one to bring it out of the end zone.
I'm going to, 1 second here, guys. See if I can get, I'm going to have to move my camera over a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
There we go. There's it's not the easiest where we're at here, folks, to get everything we need. Boy, you're probably try for a few chunk plays here. If you have to play fast, right, Isaac?
Yeah, I think they'll come out no huddle for a majority of this drive. A quick give to Maverick Jones. They're going to keep it along the outside. He's got some running room, makes a cut back near the 30, down shy of the 30 at the 29-yard line. The Knights will go no huddle. So this is where you call a bunch of plays at the line of scrimmage the very first time, and you're just going to continually cycle through them until you get a final clock stoppage,
right.
And then you can recall a different set of play combinations together. But this is something that you work on in practice very often, a 2-minute drill, cycling through the same amount of plays, Dannenbring rolling out, way out of bounds and incomplete. And now you'll get a chance to recall a couple plays.
Yeah, and sometimes that isn't a bad thing there. If then say you get a 4-yard catch inbounds and the clock keeps going and you're trying to get set up. So, but if you're Brandon Valley, you know, Coach Christensen's saying nothing behind us, behind us. Keep it in front and tackle, preferably keep them in bounds.
Yeah, you're just playing that shell defense over the top, making sure you got that high safety, just kind of ball watching as Maverick Jones will gain about 7 yards, and now they're going to come up to the line quickly here and run another snap. 3 minutes exactly left on the clock here as they wait to spot the football. O'Gorman 3rd down and 3. Ball on their own 36. They'll give to Jones. He'll keep. He's not going to get the first down. He might get it. They might give him the first down.
I think he's about a yard short. 84, the knee ended.
Inches short, so now this is the ball game. So you need the first down. Oh, they did give it to him. I was going to say. The ball was at the 39. They needed the 39.
Should the clock be stopped, though?
Yeah, the clock. Well, they didn't communicate that well enough.
The clock just rolled off about 10 seconds.
So Dannenbring dropping back out of the gun. That's a massive hold over on the side. Now thrown back over the middle, caught by David Alpers. I mean, Struck's getting held terribly by number 2, Sabrin Bortnum. Pay attention to the yellow cleats over here on the side. They're just not letting them get anywhere. Drop back pass over the middle behind Satter, incomplete.
Bennett just seems, just kind of like early in the season, just a touch off on the timing on these routes.
Yep.
I don't know, the pressure or whatever it is, but he isn't as sharp tonight as he has looked the last 4 or 5 weeks.
2:03 left here in the fourth quarter. The Knights trail by 14. They have all 3 timeouts. They've got the ball exactly at the 50-yard line.
Which O'Gorman's not as big a screen team, but a screen play here might be somewhere possibly.
Yep. You might see it here now. A quick out over on the sideline, caught by Konechny. He'll get out of bounds. That'll stop the clock at 1:57. Clock here running a little bit weird. It skips 2 seconds. It's like if it's at 2 minutes, it's gonna the next second that you're gonna see tick is 1:58, followed by 1:56, and then it just continuously keeps going off in 2-second chunks. Snap, give, Jones carried. Got enough for the first down, and now Jones is running free, breaks a tackle down the sideline, inside the 20, and the Knights are set up shop here. 1st down and 10, ball at the 18-yard line.
Wow, Maverick almost broke that one.
Maverick with a big carry now, and now O'Gorman's got 1:47 left here. Snap to Dannenbring, wasn't ready for it, drops the ball on the turf. Jones picks it up. Oh my goodness, and now O'Gorman's forced to take a timeout.
Boy, O'Gorman was lucky that bounced right back to Maverick because that would have ended the game and the season. So how many timeouts do we have?
We've got 2 left now after that call.
And that's the one thing too that hurts though is you have to burn one there. And now if you score a touchdown, best case scenario, you kick in, obviously you want to get, but if you don't get it, then you would have 3 timeouts. Now you have to burn.
That's a tough situation there. And
now 128 too. And this is a drive, is that Coach telling Bennett, you got the numbers advantage. That's why we're seeing a lot of the runs here on this drive.
Yep.
But
So
now as we get to the red zone, too, as a quarterback, the field just starts getting compressed a little bit more, right?
Yeah,
so
now you're not
your
able to
windows
find
aren't.
not able to find exactly everything you're looking for over the middle. It's longer to the boundary, but they don't have to play so deep on you, so they've got that added pressure where the back or the top half of the field is basically taken away from you by that boundary in the end zone. So you got to really convert on making quick throws and getting it out on time, setting your feet and letting it fly rather than trying to roll out and extend plays, because at this point you're wasting seconds of the clock, but you're also allowing the defense to recover to what's a short field already with their backs to the wall.
And 28-14 is the score, folks. If you're watching the stream, there's a minute 30. Well, now the clock just went from a minute 37 to a minute 38.
Yeah.
I had no idea what's going on with that play clock. Isaac, I'm just going to scoot over here
no
a little
worries,
bit.
no worries.
So you get the whole field
1:38 left. Second down and 4, or second down and 14. A give to Jones. He'll keep along inside the 10. They're going to run right up to the line of scrimmage and call a play again here. You got to move. You got to move. I think O'Gorman is more concerned about getting this ball across for a first down and into the end zone than the clock right now, knowing that that third timeout not being there is going to cost them. Dannenbring making some adjustments at the line. Snap. Fake of the give. They'll throw a quick one to Satter. He'll bulldoze his way inside the 5. He'll pick up the first down. The clock will stop momentarily at 1:10. The clock's just running now down to 1:11. They're running about an extra second or two off the clock right now. Snap, Dannenbring, fake, give. He'll keep along the sideline. He's going to be upended inside the 5 down to the 3. And O'Gorman has to burn another timeout. So now you have to convert on the extra point. So you've given yourself up on the run twice.
That was a nice. That was a play, but I mean, it didn't look like there's 2 or 3 guys just kind of waiting for Bennett that time. That was a similar play. We saw him score a touchdown against Roosevelt in that first quarter. We kind of spun around. But what do you as an offensive play caller here, you're at the 4-yard line, second down. What are you thinking here?
I think you take a shot into the end zone through the air. You can't come up empty-handed on the run unless you spread out the field and you see the box is open and you can make that decision at the line of scrimmage. But I think you have to take a shot through the air here, where if it falls incomplete, the clock stops enough that you have to remember it's not just scoring here. It's important to score here. But when you score here, you've got to leave yourself enough time, knowing that if you do recover an onside kick, you got 50 yards to go before you get into the end zone. So it's just saving yourself time here while trying to be efficient and score. It's such a tough predicament to be in.
And boy, if you look back at that third quarter, that 3rd and 1 run to Maverick or whatever it was, that he was just a little short, and I think Manny had the good punt there. Boy, if you could have, after you had scored the first drive, your second drive, you're kind of going and you get stopped there.
It would have been nice. I mean, obviously, everyone will say you want to go for it on that 4th down and 1, but that's such a tough call if you leave a short field to Brandon. Obviously, you would love to get it. Give to Jones, not going to get it. O'Gorman's going to have to get up to the line and run a play. It's 3rd down.
The clock is ticking. Boy, that hurt.
They tried to get a little bit tricky there and just run the football into the end zone. Don't get it. Dannenbring will keep this time. He's going to have to lunge his way into the end zone, and he does. So a touchdown O'Gorman with 44 on the clock. Do you go for 2 here? Yeah, there it is. So that's something that we've seen a lot in the NFL lately, is going for the 2-point conversion here, knowing that then an extra point will just win you the game, or you just tie if you score that second touchdown. And you'd rather go for it now than go for it and lose the game on going for it. I mean, it's been a thing that you've seen a little bit in the NFL and college games lately, is going for it earlier so that you know what you
on
have
the second,
to get.
Yeah, if you get it back, right.
If you do get it back, you know that you have to score.
Rush
get a 2-point
Landry
conversion.
split wide over there.
Yep, and struck to the right side. Fade route to Landry. It's going to be a tough throw to the back shoulder. Incomplete. So now you know you'll have to recover the onside kick here. The season is in the balance of the special hands team here from both sides.
And I think, hasn't Andrew Nelson always kind of been our onside kicker? So, I mean, and he's done a good job as that. And I guess I don't know what your high school rules are in onside kicks. Like in the pros, you can only have a certain amount of players on each side for safety. I guess I don't know in high school. I just know what Roosevelt did to us last week when they blew up Dave. It wasn't legal.
Yeah, you can't take out that front line,
which is what
high school football, which is what they did, and the refs I guess you could say just missed it. But
and usually your front line is your blockers, and your back line's your catchers.
Yeah.
Your back line, you might have a guy a little bit deeper too.
If you're the front line, you're just taking the hit or you're absorbing the hit. Obviously, if the ball is coming to you, you gotta fall on it. We saw an onside kick recovered a couple times in O'Gorman past years. Now the season comes down to this right here. So they'll roll out Danenbrink and Nelson out here for a potential onside kick.
You might fake one way and kick it the other way type of a thing, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, man. So here we are, 44 seconds left. The season on the line here. Danenbrink and Nelson. It takes a tough bounce. It's going to be corralled by Brandon Valley. It was Van Weston on it, and now the Brandon Valley Lynx can smell it.
It didn't get that high bounce either where you kind of hope on that second one. It would just kind of hit his chest and bounced in there. And now since they used all those timeouts on that previous drive, they can't stop the clock. So basically you're going to have a kneel down.
There's a penalty here.
Oh, I didn't even see that either.
Yep. We'll find out what the penalty is here. It's probably going to be an offsides on O'Gorman.
So right now there's 41 seconds left. And Brandon's going to their side. Referee coming to make the call.
What in the world is going on here? O'Gorman's going to get a chance to re-kick this? What is going on here? There's been no the flag is still laying on the field. Here we go. Here's the ref. So a delay of game results in a re-kick because it was a dead ball play. So now O'Gorman will still have to get the ball to the 50 though.
They wouldn't do that on purpose. I mean, that was,
I don't know. Give themselves. I mean, now you got to just kick it hard, and it's out of bounds. It didn't even get to the 50. Now it's a kick out of bounds.
Yeah, because even if Manny would have got it where he got it, it wouldn't have reached the 10-yard mark from going backwards. I kind of see the play though. You want to try to kick it hard to the sideline, have a guy come in from the backside, but that's extremely low percentage. I don't think I've ever seen that much on an onside kick, a delay of the game on the kicking team.
Yeah, that was an interesting call.
Then you have to kick it 20 yards instead of 10 yards.
Yeah, and the flag came from the opposite side of the field, so tough to see right away.
So now we'll see some kneels.
Yeah.
Or one kneel, and that would do it.
44 seconds left in the ball game. Brandon Valley leads 28-20. And a kneel down here would do it. So the Brandon Valley Lynx, the number 2 overall seed in 11 AAA football, will win the semifinal action and punch their ticket to the state championship game, where they will face off with number 1 Harrisburg, who overcame a tough, rough start to the ball game and ended up beating Lincoln 17-10. Brandon Valley controlled this one in the early going of the game. O'Gorman came back to tie it, and then Brandon Valley jumped out to a 28-14 lead. O'Gorman with a late surge, but not enough.
And that'll be a rematch of last year's state title game too, Brandon and Harrisburg.
Yep.
So
that'll do it for the ball game here from Brandon Valley, as the O'Gorman defense and offense of Brandon Valley will meet there and give a couple of handshakes prior to the final handshakes here at the field, as some fireworks travel out of the backyard of one of the neighboring Brandon communities.
So we'll take a break, and coming up next is the Knights Locker Room Show. Don't go anywhere, folks.
Sioux Equipment Company can fix, sell, and repair gas pumps, tanks, and air compressors. They offer sales and services for lifts, signs, decals, and tank truck equipment in Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. Sioux Equipment Company is located at 1310 East 39th Street in Sioux Falls, just off of East Benson Road. They can be reached by calling 605-334-1653. Again, that number is 605-334-1653.
Hi, this is Mark Holcraft.
And this is Dr. Joseph Holcraft. You know, Mark, Jesus asks 307 questions in sacred scripture. He is asked 183, of which he only answers 3. What's the business with all of this questioning going on in the Bible?
Well, Joe, there's a lot there, and we'll be ready to take that on. Tune in to hear about these questions and more on Awaken every second and fourth Wednesday at 7 a.m. Central here on Real Presence Radio Network.
Early in his time as the new bishop of the Diocese of Sioux Falls, Bishop Donald DeGrood sensed in prayer the vision that the Lord has for the diocese in our time: lifelong Catholic missionary discipleship through God's love. That is, for each and every Catholic in eastern South Dakota to receive God's love, to be in personal relationship with Jesus Christ, and to share that love with others. Find out more at sfcatholic.org/vision and discover the exciting and beautiful part you have to play in God's plan.
From the Real Presence Radio Network, welcome to the O'Gorman Knights Locker Room Show. Now, back to the field.
Welcome back to Brandon Valley High School here, as we are now joined by Coach Jason Poppinga of the O'Gorman Knights. Coach, a tough end to the season after a tough battle with a good physical Brandon Valley team. They jumped out to an early lead on a 2-play touchdown drive early, where they came out with a different quarterback that we weren't expecting to see, a kind of a wildcat formation and a design keep along the edge. You guys answered back with 2 field goals, and then Brandon got a touchdown before the end of the first half, and you guys trailed heading into halftime, came out and made a good play, a good defensive series there, scored to tie it with the 2-point conversion, and then Brandon Valley rattled off 14 straight before you were able to score a touchdown with about a minute left. Just kind of talk about what you saw throughout the game, what Brandon was throwing at you that was difficult to combat with, and what you guys were doing well.
Up front, their guys, especially defensive, sparking our offense, their defensive linemen, did a great job on us, and we weren't.
That's not on at all. Here you go. You can have mine.
There, now we're going. Well, I mean, their defensive line, won the battle up front on us right away. I mean, we didn't run the ball well, and, that really cost us having to go to the air. And, they play really soft on the back end, don't let you get anything deep, weren't playing really hard man coverage. We got some, we threw the ball fairly well, but, not well enough. We gave up some stuff. And then when we had big plays available, we ran, sat out to the flats, twice our receivers missed easy blocks, that they just didn't get it done. And, when you start playing championship football, you can't have those things happen. And, still expect to win. And the same thing defensively. We played a little bit scared. Twice our corner, Coach Popping had it schemed up to jump the route, and our corner just sat there and didn't do anything. We had a pick six, ready to go, and he just didn't do it. And, when guys don't come out and play, to their ability, you can't expect to win against, a Brandon team that played really well. I mean, I think they played a great game, and we played pretty average tonight. I mean, we had glimmers where we did really well, but we played average, and as a result, we lose a tough one. And, in the red zone early in the first half, both times, we get a penalty that stops us. There's one holding penalty all game, and it's on us, ironically. And, obviously Brandon was holding multiple times that, dragging our guys down, and we didn't get the call. But, I mean, that's the way semifinal games go. I mean, they're not going to throw the flags on that. And, we had to make plays, and we just didn't quite get it done tonight.
What do you think of Bennett's performance tonight, Coach, leading your offense?
Obviously, he did a great job, putting us in winning situations here. And, and realistically, this game was the same. I mean, we had a chance to win the game, and we were in the game the whole time. And, we weren't going to go light it up, and we can't keep scoring 40 points all the time. And this is one where we needed that one more touchdown, and we just didn't quite get it. And if we would have got that in the first half, or, the drive where we get the fumble where he's throwing the ball, would have had an open receiver, Manny was open, that he was going to throw it to, and, it ends up being a fumble, and that ends up being kind of the difference of the game, because at that point we had the momentum. We had a couple plays we thought we could pull out and use there, but it just didn't quite go our way. And it's a tough pill to swallow when you take the bus home and, it's a long off season. And, our seniors, a great job this year. Starting the way that we did and then turn the season around and have this opportunity. I think in week 5, nobody would have put us in a situation saying that, hey, you're going to have a chance to go to a championship game yet this year. I don't think anybody would have believed that. But so, hats off to those guys. You can't name them all on the radio, but, our senior class did a great job.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Coach. We appreciate your time all season long, and it was really fun watching your boys play and grow throughout the season this year.
Hey, thanks. Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.
And that was O'Gorman coach Jason Popping. I want to thank Coach for his time. We'll take a break and be back for a locker room show as it continues on Real Presence Radio.
Hi, this is Brett Byler, Area Account Executive with Real Presence Radio. Did you know the signal of Real Presence Radio reaches an audience of over 2.4 million people across North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and Wyoming? Have you ever thought about running radio spots on the RPR network? We want to partner with you to help gain exposure for your business in front of a very faithful customer base. To find out more about the options, please call me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333.
Real Presence Radio is available on Google Assistant devices, including Google Home, phones, tablets, and smart displays. To start this action, say something like, "Okay, Google, talk to Real Presence Radio." It will then ask what station you want to play, to which you can respond, "Play Sioux Falls," or "Play AM 970," or "Play WWEN." From there, you can use words like play, pause, and stop. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere on Google Assistant devices.
Welcome.
Go ahead. Oh,
hey,
jinx.
look at that. Welcome back to Brandon Valley and Real Presence Radio Network after the O'Gormanites finished their football season 8 points shy of a state championship appearance in what was an absolute battle both ways, offensively and defensively, against a really tough Brandon Valley opponent at home. O'Gorman on the road. It's a tough environment to win in. We saw some penalties on some false starts and whatnot early on in the game, kind of affected by the crowd. But I just kind of want to give a shout out to all the listeners from around different areas of many, a wide variety of listeners that have tuned in and given us a lot of cool shout outs throughout the year, and it's been really fun to be a part of it. Obviously, I did have a brother on the team, which made it easy to come out here and call all the games that I did. It makes it a sad finish to the season, obviously, with the senior season ending for him, and now quite a few years before there's another one of us coming up through the O'Gorman football system. So it's kind of one of those bittersweet endings. You love to see the effort. It's tough to say goodbye, and I remember the end of the season, my senior year, what these seniors are going through. I mean, you come up just so close, and it just doesn't bounce your way. A couple of things here and there, and now you have to go home empty-handed, and that's the sad reality of playoff football. I mean, there can only be one winner. The teams both competed hard. Both teams deserved it in the grand scheme of things. They played hard. They had big finishes to the season. And, you just appreciate all the chances you get because you never know. I mean, some of these guys have injuries throughout the season and are banged up and don't get to play or don't get to end the season the way they wanted to. And O'Gorman was fortunate to get most of their guys back, be able to play the last couple of games here, and be relatively healthy. And they just ran out of gas towards the end of the ball game tonight. I want to just shout out all those seniors that made big contributions. Obviously, you see it come to play in their senior season, but you have no idea the guys behind the scenes, those role players, those scout players in practice that put every single amount of effort they have into football, just as everyone else does on the team, that don't get that chance to shine or be acknowledged by some fans that watch from around the area, or you don't hear the big name guys about their practice, and you don't hear about the guys that don't shine as much in game about their practice performance. But it takes a group of guys and a big group of seniors this year. There was 20 plus that come together and play football
I think
together.
there was 22.
Yeah, 22 seniors that come together to play football together. They're here for a reason. It's a culture thing.
And a lot of them probably been playing together for a while since grade school, I'm guessing.
Exactly. It's a good group of guys. It's always sad to say goodbye or to know that this was the last time you're going to play together. But, I mean, there's nothing to look back on and hang your heads about. They had a tremendous career. Like Coach Poppinga said, you're 1-4 at one point. you might as well pack it up, is what everyone's saying. Mail it in, get some of the younger guys playing for next year. And this group really stepped up and responded well. They played a tremendous end of the season. They played together.
They were part of a state championship team in 2019 too. So that's something that you can never take away from any of these guys. And what's fun about football too is the kind of the development, because we're fortunate enough we get to follow O'Gorman every week, so you can kind of see where they were back in August 28th when they started the season. That ended up being a 3 games in 4 days type of thing with Roosevelt, to when they were 1-4. They lost to Lincoln at home. Remember that point? Yeah. And then they just rattle off 5 straight wins, and the offense is totally different. You see some sophomores step up. Some guys get different roles. We have Ratzloff moving from running back to right tackle. Yep. That's really odd, but he did a great job at right tackle. I think players just kind of knew their role. I think a lot of good team unity on this team, and we'll have some good talent coming back for sure next year. But it's kind of tough, losing, especially for those seniors, kind of in your last game when you're that close.
Yep.
But yeah, let's do quickly, Isaac, the player of the game tonight. Who are you thinking for that?
I'm going to give it to Maverick Jones. I think he played a phenomenal game. Obviously, a lot of things ran through Maverick today. He had the lone touchdown for O'Gorman up until that last touchdown by Bennett Dannenbring. Had the 2-point conversion, was really starting to get things going well on the ground. He had a tremendous ball game tonight. Obviously came up short-handed in the grand scheme of things, but the offense kind of ran through Maverick for a majority of that second half especially.
And I think he showed some toughness too. I don't know what was going on with his ankle, but it looked like he may have got retaped, came back in. Being a sophomore, he wasn't really shying away from this big moment, had some really nice runs. So Maverick Jones, congratulations tonight. Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights Pizza Ranch player of the game is brought to you by Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street in Sioux Falls. Pizza Ranch is a daily buffet and a fun zone for kids to play in. Pizza Ranch can be reached by calling 271-8646. I'm going to do the quick math read, Isaac, then if we can get the scores on those other games, and then we'll do our final thoughts and get out of here. So I got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. High school sports have this down to a science, looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us and divides us. Look no further than high school sports in South Dakota. This message is presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association, the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. Mr. Struck, what were the scores in AA and AAA tonight in those semifinal round games? Obviously tonight, O'Gorman losing 28-20 to Brandon.
So yeah, over in AAA football, obviously tonight's ball game, O'Gorman and Brandon, and then Harrisburg and Lincoln, 17-10 victory for Harrisburg. So we saw 2 playoff games tonight, both decided by single-score games. So some tremendous football in in AAA. Over in AA, Yankton is surging back against T area right now. They trailed at 1.28-7. It's 35-28, and Yankton has the football back with a minute left in the fourth quarter. So get on over to that live stream wherever you can find it. Pierre ended up being able to come back and beat Aberdeen Central 28-21, and in 11A, Millbank over Vermilion and Madison over Del Rapids. 11B, winner over Elk Point Jefferson 52-14, and Bridgewater Emory Ethan will take a trip to the Dakota Dome 28-21 over Beersford.
All right, Isaac, do you want to do any final shout-outs or people to thank before we say bye for the last time?
Yeah, obviously all the fans and like I had mentioned that listened, obviously it's been a really fun time calling games, and obviously I like being able to read some of the shout outs and text messages that people give me from time to time. But I come out here because I believe in what O'Gorman's doing, and I believe that it's a good thing, and this program's a good program. I love Coach Poppinga and what he does with the players, and turns them into good young men that are able to carry their chin up and heads held high, and a tough season comes to an end, and those seniors are going to be devastated. But as I've always heard, the sun comes up tomorrow. You'll have another day. You'll get a chance again someday to compete somewhere, some way, and you live to play another day. Obviously, you're going to eat breakfast in the morning. You're gonna wake up. You're gonna go back and watch some of the game and be a little bit frustrated and disappointed. But your life's going to carry on as normal. It's just football isn't going to be in season anymore. And for those guys that played their final football game, obviously that's a painful reality, but it's something that everyone experiences at some point. We like the good movie quote. it's a man's game. Everyone has that ending time. Some are told earlier than others are told later, but everyone has that time where it's finally time to hang up the cleats. And for some of the seniors tonight, that's the reality of things, and it's always tough. But just a shout out to them for everything that they've gone through this year and everything that the coaching staff went to, the parents, the families traveling to games, and listening to us and supporting us. It was a fun season. I was so blessed to be a part of it.
Yeah, first off, I want to thank Dan and Isaac. I think most people know, but Dan and Isaac, Dan Johnson, Isaac Struck, they were our volunteer announcers this season. Volunteer is a key word. They use up a lot of their time and effort to come to these games ahead of time, do some research, stay late, help me tear down and everything, and do a tremendous job on the air. So first off, I want to thank them. If you guys see them, if you're still listening, thank them for what they do, because that helps us be able to do these broadcasts, having those two to do that. I want to thank Joe Hurley and the IT staff and Rigo at O'Gorman for all their help with me on all the streaming. Steve Keeter, I want to thank him. Also want to thank Eli and our production in Fargo, and then just a lot of the viewers, all you guys watching the stream, whether it's live, whether it's afterwards, the text, the messages, it's all, the emails. It's really cool to see how wide of range our little O'Gorman sports broadcast can reach. And, I just want to also shout out to my fiance now, Kelsey, for putting up with me during football season. So we'll look forward to being back for O'Gorman basketball. I will be video streaming the volleyball game next Thursday, the Sodak 16 at O'Gorman. And then basketball season will start on middle December, and we'll be back with you for that as well. So
absolutely.
Thanks again, everyone. Have a safe night, and go Knights. We'll see ya in basketball. And I got to do one more quick read. I almost forgot the state read. This activity is brought to you by Real Presence Radio 94.5 FM Sioux Falls, 91.3 FM Hartford, its advertisers and member schools of the SDHSAA. No rebroadcast in whole or in part may be made without the written permission of the SDHSAA. Good night, everyone. Thanks again.
From the Real Presence Radio Network, O'Gorman Knights football has been brought to you in part by
Catholic Family Services, Catholic Community Foundation of Eastern South Dakota, Jarding Construction, Barnett Vision Clinic, Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools, McGuire Iron, Sioux Equipment Company, Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness, Closets and More, and JMJ Caseworks. The BB Agency, Knights of Columbus Insurance, Crossroads Book and Music, Pizza Ranch, and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street.
The preceding O'Gorman Knights activity has been a special presentation of the Real Presence Radio Network.